to size up with you, and when I defang the Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
Yes. Welcome back to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. It's me, Hafiz, and with me as always is Devin. And yes, this is the 4-year anniversary show of the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Yes, it's been 4 long years, 4 great years, 4 fun years of talking wrestling, chatting it up, chopping it up. And we've been having a blast. So thank y'all. For y'all that were here day one, thank y'all. For y'all that came in later, thank y'all. Yes. Appreciate everybody. It's been fun. It's been a blast. Devin, man, like, what you got to say?
Man, yeah, shout out to the past, present, and future listeners and watchers of the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. This has been a fun journey, a wonderful journey. I've enjoyed every step of this process, the growth, starting just from just strictly audio, not even having a video conference, strictly audio when we first started off. Now we're running a whole live stream, a whole live show. And I want to thank you, sir, my brother from another mother, 4 years of the Clark Street with 10 years of friendship. So thank you, my brother, for joining me on this wonderful journey.
Yeah. Hey, it's been a blast. It's been a blast. Like, honestly, truth be told, the reason why I'm on the podcast is because of you. So, if it wasn't for you asking me to do this, I probably wouldn't have done this. So I appreciate you. Thank you. And yeah, it's been a blast, and let's keep it going. Let's just keep it going. Let's have some fun.
Speaking of our day ones right here. Day one right here. Shout out to Top Rope Wrestling Talk. These is one of our people that we met along this journey. And man, they actually gave me the inspiration to start video because of these guys right here. It would be no video of the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. It would be no elevation of the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast without Top Rope Wrestling Talk. So we got to acknowledge them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got to throw it up for the Shield brother.
Grandma
Shield brother.
Wendy. Yes. Shout out.
Yeah. No, it's been a blast. And definitely keep engaged in the chat. It'd be a lot of fun, and we'll throw it up there every once in a while. We got Tim King coming up.
My boy TK. What up, man? Shout out to the newly branded Tim King show. All right, go check it out. Big things are on the way. Man, I can't wait for you to check out this brother. He is one of the Bloodline brothers as well. So shout out to Tim. We appreciate it, man. Salute to you, sir.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, appreciate you. And yeah, we're going to talk some wrestling. We got a big weekend here in wrestling. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's Royal Rumble weekend on the road to WrestleMania. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's going to be something. And, of course, so obviously we're going to be talking about that dude right there, the Tribal Chief. God. Yes, there's a lot going on for him. He's actually going to be on the
3 years of the Tribal Chief for me. 3 years. 3 out of the 4. 3 years of dealing with this guy.
Yeah, because there was the pandemic year where, he wasn't around for obvious reasons. So, but yeah, like ever since he came back, he's been on the tear. It's been amazing. And yes, our podcast has grown with the Tribal Chief as well. His rise and our just path have been on the same timeline. So it's been an amazing journey for sure. I mean,
yes.
So, it's been fun. It's been fun to be able to track with everything that he's had and the bloodline has had going on, the stories that they've told. It's been amazing, giving us lots of content. So thank you, Tribal Chief. Appreciate you. We acknowledge that. We acknowledge you, sir.
I give you a hug.
Oh, geez. All right. Anyway, all right. Enough of that.
Real quick. Another podcast shout out. Another bloodline brother right here. Nick from the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Go check out the recent interview too with the Godfather. Great interview. Streaming on all platforms. We appreciate it, sir. But we're gonna give you a shout out too. We're gonna acknowledge you too, sir. Another podcast we met on this wonderful journey. So yeah, man. Shout out to Nick and Keith of the Universal Wrestling Podcast.
And now, so this show, you see the headline there if you're watching on video here, The Streets Are Talking. Now, that's a segment that we did bring up in the podcast in the past. And basically the thought around that is, hey, your questions, like put your questions out there as far as things that you want us to answer. And we do have a couple questions that's already filtered in. So we're going to definitely have those be a part of the show today. And if you do have more questions, please do put them in the chat so that we can bring them up and we'll answer them on the fly as best we can. And just incorporate all that into the fun we're having on this anniversary show. With that said, though, we are talking about Royal Rumble, talking Royal Rumble predictions and what we think is going to be happening. And first up, we do have that Raw Women's Championship match between Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE, and the unpredictable Alexa Bliss. Is Uncle Howdy's influence going to play a part in what's going on? Is it not going to play a part? And we're just going to get a clean matchup, which I don't think anybody thinks that's going to happen. But let's get into it. So I'll start us off with this one. I feel like, this match, my initial thought is Bianca Belair. She's going to win, and that is my pick. Yep. And initially I said no chance for Alexa Bliss. But I will say this, especially seeing SmackDown now, tonight, what just happened. So Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt, maybe kind of on the same page, maybe not. We don't know, but it kind of felt like there was an allusion to, Bray Wyatt maybe saying, hey, LA Knight, you don't know what you're up against, and pointed up, and there was Uncle Howdy. So it's like, wait, are they on the same page now? And if that's the case, an idea popped in my head, like, all right, well, what if both Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss give in fully to Uncle Howdy? Maybe they've just been resistant this whole time because they want to shed their old ways. They don't want to go back to being their former selves. They don't want to go to the dark side. They have their own path they're trying to ride on, trying to walk.
Tempting.
So right now, that temptation maybe was a little bit too much, especially in the situations they're in. Bray making his return, Alexa Bliss going ahead and fighting for the championship. So is it a thing where they give in fully to Uncle Howdy, which allows them to be at the height of their powers and allows them both to become victorious? Now, I wouldn't be mad if that happens, right? I'm rooting for Bianca to make a full year as champion and go WrestleMania to WrestleMania's champion. That's what I want to see.
Good point.
But if they incorporate in the story that this whole Uncle Howdy thing is what's helping to get Alexa Bliss to that next level that she has to be at, because Alexa Bliss on her own, yes, she is competitive. Yes, she can beat Bianca Belair, but the odds are stacked against her because the EST is on fire. But you give Alexa Bliss that little extra something, that little extra boost with this help from Uncle Howdy. We've already seen him kind of play a part in a situation with these two being at the entranceway.
That's right.
Being in the fans and the crowd, and distracting Bianca. So maybe that kind of plays a part in this too. But I'm still gonna stick with my pick of Bianca Belair solely because I want to see Bianca Belair go WrestleMania to WrestleMania as champion. And yeah, that's just what I'm going with. So I got Bianca Belair, the EST, retaining as Raw Women's Champion. Devin, what say you got?
Strong pick, my brother. Strong hypothesis too with that as well. I'm like, oh, that's a sound strategy. I'm feeling the logic on that. And of course, I'm going with Bianca Belair, EST all day. I think this will help Alexa, and even Bianca's going to help elevate Alexa to another level. Maybe come back to that level that Alexa used to be at when she was champion. So I think this will help. Definitely having an influence of Uncle Howdy. Maybe a little Bray Wyatt. We don't know. Depends which match come first. If Bray Wyatt at Pitch Black comes before the Bianca Belair and Alexa, maybe he can be a player, but we don't know. But I'm definitely leaning strong. Final decision. It is decided. Bianca Belair.
Yeah, we're unanimous on that one. It's going to be Bianca Belair, but very interesting to see what's going to happen coming up, especially with the Uncle Howdy presence looming in the background. All right, moving on. Talking about Uncle Howdy, the other side of this with the Uncle Howdy story is, of course, Bray Wyatt and LA Knight in the Mountain Dew.
There you go, Mountain Dew.
Black match. Yes. So, yeah, it's well, I'm gonna let you take this one. What do you think? What do you see happening? What is the pitch black match? What is going on, and who do you think is gonna win it?
There's a lot of speculation going out in the IWC. What is the pitch black? And everybody putting a lot of guesses, and I love that. It's causing confusion, and I love that. So any guess is good as mine. All right. So everybody has a chance. You could be right. I could be right. You know, it could be a totally lights out match. It could be a pitch black with neon lights or something like that. We don't know. It could be a cinematic match. We just don't know. Well, under Papa Wedge, yeah. Now I think about it. No, I give it a 0.5% chance.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
because Vince is back. So 0.5% chance.
Oh boy, that's when you know he's dabbling with creative. When we get a cinematic match instead of a regular matchup in this one.
But man, the story is very strong between Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. I can understand why people might be getting bored with it because there's no action, just been straight dialogue. But I'm a story guy, and they've been stacking this very carefully and taking their time very carefully. And I appreciate that because in that process, I said it before, shout out to Joe Vay, the Hard Camera Podcast with Big Ren over there. We was on their show a few days ago, and then we had a lovely conversation. But I said, you know, with LA Knight, they was able to build equity in his character. So if he was to take a loss, you know, it's not going to hurt him at all. But I got LA Knight going over, though.
Yeah, which, I mean, you know, truth be told, I would love to see LA Knight win this match. Taking Bray out of it, like just having LA Knight win his, I guess, pay-per-view or premium live event debut, it would be amazing for him to win this match. And now putting back Bray Wyatt into it, getting a win over someone like that, one way or another by heel tactics or whatever, because he is the heel in this match, it would be great for him just for his future. But it's Bray Wyatt's return match. Like, he's been gone for so long. It was so emotional too. Like when he came back, like there's so much to this, you know, Undertaker essentially, you know, I mean, he had the moment with both of them, but I guess the Bray Wyatt side of that moment really had me going like, okay, it's kind of like you're the new face of fear for real this time. Yeah. So it's tough. Like there's that pull both ways to see either guy win. I don't think either guy, whoever does take the loss, I don't think it hurts either one of them.
No,
depending on how they do it.
Really doesn't.
Yeah, depending on how they do it. Because, you know, with Bray, obviously if Uncle Howdy and him are not seeing eye to eye, you could use that. You know, with LA Knight, I mean, it's just like, hey, you're in a spotlight situation where of all the people that have individual matches outside of the Royal Rumble, like you stand out. I mean, you know, we talked about this, you know, on the other podcast that we're on, that you've got Bray and LA Knight, but then you got like Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, who've been on these shows before, who've actually fought in a championship match before. So that's not new. We've seen Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss in many of these matches before for the title, but you've never seen like LA Knight. Like he's the one that stands out as the rookie. So yeah, it's a great spot for him, regardless of what happens, you know. And I don't think it'll be a squash. You know, it could be like a semi squash where Bray just seems invincible.
Well, let me say this: it's a Mountain Dew pitch black match. I was about to say it's a pitch black match. No, it's a Mountain Dew. Yeah. Well, Mountain Dew get involved.
Well, Mountain Dew will not get involved. They're getting sponsorship. There, you will see that the Mountain Dew probably are surrounding the ring as far as the LED strips that they have on the barricade. Yeah, Mountain Dew will be on there. Mountain Dew pitch black. Yeah, I think lights out.
The logo on the ring, maybe the Mountain Dew.
No, I don't think it's the logo on the ring. That's just too much. That's too distracting. No, you can't do it.
It's sponsored by Mountain Dew. They got to get paid.
And it's gonna be on the outside of the ring
for this match.
At best, you get it on the ring post. You know, you get it on the ring post. You get on the ring post, you get on the LED strips, no, visual on the ring while they're wrestling.
Of Mountain Dew.
No.
Throw them in
This
the
whole
cases.
thing. That's where you fuck this up for both of them. Where both of these dudes, it's just like it's a joke now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they're gonna do that. It's especially with it being Bray. I feel like it's gonna be taken seriously. But I mean that sponsorship is there, so they're gonna pay the bills.
In Mountain Dew.
They're gonna pay the bills. But even the way, like the size of the Mountain Dew in the logo here with the graphic that you put up, and then pitch black, like they're really emphasizing pitch black. So yes, Mountain Dew is a sponsor. However, they're incorporating more so the pitch black part of it. So I think the crowd is going to be blacked out. I think there'll be a spotlight in the ring, and then I think it's going to be a no DQ match. It's going to be like, hey, you can use weapons, you can use whatever you want.
Of course,
and that's essentially what the pitch black match is lights out to the crowd and just kind of have that atmosphere without doing like a red light or a blue light or a purple light or whatever. It's like, no, just have it be spotlight on the ring. Just like his entrance has been essentially. That same lighting scheme for his entrance, just keep that during the match. They're not going to turn the lights on. So that's what I think. But ultimately, I got Bray Wyatt winning in his return matchup. I think that it'll be a physical, intense matchup, and Bray is going to be Bray and do his thing. I'm curious to see, will there be any changes as far as like ring gear or anything, or is he going to come out as he's been coming out? Will he be wearing the Uncle Howdy mask, and then that's kind of part of the mind games now that he's going to play with LA Knight? Like that, there's so many possibilities here. So I'm interested in this entrance. Will it be different here than it's been? Because the Fiend is gone. He's already said that. Fiend died, at WrestleMania with Alexa Bliss. That's done.
Yeah.
Since Brody Lee passed, he can no longer be that, Hawaiian shirt, t-shirt wearing Bray Wyatt. That's gone too.
I'm saying, Tim, I think Knight is gonna get the dub too.
Hey, it'd be cool.
But it's gonna be Uncle Howdy.
I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all. I'm not. But I think Bray wins in his return. So that would be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun to see what they do, and just don't overdo the do, if you know what I mean. All right. Let's keep it going here. We are at besides the Rumbles, the main event of your standard matches for the Royal Rumble Premium Live event.
Yeah, PLE.
What's that? The Premium Live event. Yes, the PLE. The PLE. It is Kevin Owens, the fighter, challenging the tribal chief, the head of the table, God Mode himself, Roman Reigns.
My God.
Yeah, man. And man, go ahead. Take this one, man. What you got happening? We already know. So get out the way.
Man, I gotta say this real quick. I am very concerned for Sami Zayn's safety because the tribal chief specifically told you, I don't want to see you. All right. After Monday Night Raw, I don't want to see you. I don't want you to come on the show. I want to hear about you being on the show. I want to see you to a Royal Rumble. This dude pops up on SmackDown tonight in a hoodie. It's trying to be like, change.
But here's the thing. I'm surprised because, I'm not surprised you're saying that about Sammy.
Yeah.
But what do you take from what Jay is doing?
He's playing with fire, man. He's playing with fire. I'm concerned for his safety too.
I was going to say.
Dude, you know what? I think, sorry, Tribal Chief, but I think you're suffering from PTSD from when the Shield broke up and Seth Rollins. And I think that's fucking with his mind, and he just might break up the bloodline.
I think we're going to get a civil war.
Oh, my God.
I think we're heading towards a civil war, yeah. Like, it just seems to make sense. Like, you got this brotherhood between Sammy and Jay now, and of course Jimmy rides with Jay.
Yeah.
And then Solo is with the Tribal Chief. He's the enforcer, So it's, and obviously Paul Heyman, he's the wise man. He's with Tribal Chief. So that's the split, So yeah, I definitely see a civil war happening. And the storytelling is great here because, Sammy going to him basically saying like, whatever you need, I got you. Like he's specifically telling Jay, I got your back. Like there's a appreciation for Jay that Sammy has right now. Mm-hmm. And Jay, instead of being like, just get the hell out of here done, he was like, all right, yeah, I got you. Go ahead and get out of here, but I appreciate you. And then he calls him up.
I need a favor.
I need that favor. Knowing, whoa, the order was for this man not to show up. Not only did he show up, but now you called him back after he left. You called him back, Jay.
It's on camera. You called it 4K, bro. You called it 4K. What you know what the tribal chief gonna do?
Solo!
Drooling and shit. Oh man, got the spit, the dribble. Man, that man was mad, frothing at the mouth. Solo!
This is the disrespect you treat me. Enough, Solo. God damn!
You won't even defend yourself. Oh, damn. Yeah, man. I mean, we hadn't actually even talked about that on this show as far as what happened with the trial of Sami Zayn, and just like, yeah, the emotion that we all went through watching it, and that Sami went through, in the midst of it, just basically being called out by Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman saying, hey, these fans are chanting ECW. ECW's dead, and I wish that man was. And then going through his evidence, the video evidence of Sami running away, and
thick.
Right, all the times that Sami kind of seemed a little sketch and sus, sitting on top of the cage, being like, "Yeah, it's about me, the ones, yeah, for life." Or with the NWO, like, what are you doing? You guilty, right? So that was cool. And then you got Sami saying, "Hey, man, like this hurts. Like all this stuff you saying to me, it hurts. Yeah. It hurts that you're saying, like, after everything we've been through, that you're calling me out like this and you're saying this about me. That hurts me. So you know what? My defense is I got no defense. He's just hurt."
I respected that too. I respected that.
Wow. And then you got Tribal Chief just like, wait, time out. What? You mean to tell me that you're not even going to defend yourself? This isn't important enough for you to defend yourself?
Let me understand here. You too arrogant to fight for this? You don't want to fight for this? I brought you in my family. I brought you in. You don't. Enough. Solo.
Yeah. Solo. Just enough. Solo. Hey, he understood his mission. Yep. Hey, it's nothing personal. This is the job that he has to do. He walked over there smooth and Sami. And just, to your point, like a G. Hey, he's like, you know what?
I can't do shit about it. What I'm gonna do?
I'm gonna take it. You know, that's it. That's
take this L.
So Solo ready to do his job. Sami ready to take it. Here comes Jay. Stops it. What? Of all people, with everything they've been through, all the times Jay was like, "Man, you need to earn your spot in the bloodline. You ain't done nothing. You better hurry up and figure this out and start pulling your weight, or else I'm gonna get you." Like all that went on, and that's the dude that saves Sami Zayn, puts together the footage to show how many bullets that he's taking for them. He's
content creator now.
But how many bullets he's taking? Yeah, saying that he loves him like a brother, like that's his brother. And with his other brother, his actual brother, blood brother, sitting right there, saying like, "I love you like a brother." Like that's true loyalty right there. Put your ones up if you want Sami Zayn to stay in the bloodline. What? It's coming from Jay, and you got Jimmy standing up.
Yup. Oh man.
Wow.
The crowd got their ones up too. It was like a Disney moment
the entire crowd. It was like the closest
thing
thing that I've seen like that was the Daniel Bryan yes movement.
Yeah.
Where everybody had the yeses going.
Yes.
When the ones went up, when Jay asked for that, I was like, literally everybody in that arena put the ones up. That was crazy. And Sami's face through the whole thing, man, like just touched that this is happening, that Jay's fighting for him, that the crowd is doing this, that Jimmy's there. It was perfect. So now leading into this, because, okay, Tribal Chief says, you know what? Not guilty for now, but I don't want to see your face until Saturday. And you're going to have your final test at the Rumble. And this man decides to show up anyway for Jay.
Put my hoodie on.
Like, bro, you
caught in 4K,
camera.
Bro.
That doesn't do anything.
Caught on 4K.
There's no hiding that.
Right.
We see you.
Tribal Chief is watching. He's at
the Tonight Show. Mad now.
In the green room. What is this shit?
If he messes up on Fallon, you finish, because now you're in his head. Right? He's like, I told this mother, and I gotta go. You know? So now he's got to think about that when he's talking to Jimmy. Fallon, that is. like this.
Man, shout out to Dan Cage My IQ. He was there live with Nick from the Universal Wrestling Podcast. So they was there live in Philly, man.
Nice.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, it was wild. I'm sure it had to be wild being there because it was wild watching it. Yeah. It was amazing.
30 minutes of just promo, no wrestling,
just pure drama, Oscar
dialogue,
worthy, just drama.
Yes.
Like that's what we got.
Just like, man,
right.
Like it's Swerve, like Jake coming in, just like no.
Amazing, like, amazing, just amazing. So yeah, this story has been a heck of a ride, and even these last couple parts right here, have just been so amazing. Yeah, hey, I had my one up too. At home, I'm sitting here like, let's go, you know. So yeah, now we're here, and it's just like, okay, so the KO Roman part of the story, it seems to just be what's gonna further fuel the fire of Sammy versus Roman in some capacity and a potential civil war, in my opinion, right? KO is losing this match. That my pick is I'm skipping yours. I said you were gonna take it, but we're just flowing now.
Yeah.
So the pick is Roman Reigns to win it, right? He's gonna win. The real question is, what is happening with Sami Zayn at the Rumble? Is Roman, like he said, there's a final test. So the fact that Sammy just went against what Roman just said.
Oh my God.
Is the test over? Did he already fail before he even got to the test?
You're done.
Or is he still going to get a chance at the Rumble to prove himself? And what the hell is he going to ask him to do now, given what he just did?
Win the Rumble, Rumble, and then take the pin at WrestleMania. So I just want to
eat show your loyalty.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I'm the tribal chief. But is that see, I'm thinking this is when my business mind comes in and like, is that the money match though? You know, I get it. Sammy, the way they told this story, the way Sammy has leveled up, you know, damn top face in the company just from the reaction alone. But is that the money match? You know, for
I hear you. I hear you.
Know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's on paper without any story.
Right.
It's not the money match, right? Forget the story for a second. As beautiful as it's been, not everybody that's going to be at Mania would have been tuning into all this. If you're trying to get casual fans to tune in, Roman versus The Rock makes a lot of sense to have as that main event, you know, for the Sunday, because that's the thing that casual fans that just, you know, don't watch wrestling but love The Rock, love Dwayne Johnson, right? They tune in for that. But everything that they've done, the buildup just seems to be so much towards Roman and Sammy now. It just seems to be like that like they've done a lot. Like they opened the show showing the trial tonight on SmackDown. Like that was the open.
Yep.
So it's hard to think that they're going to do all this highlighting Sammy and Roman and their inner turmoil, you know, the issues within the bloodline, and not highlight that at the main event of the show of shows. That is the best. That's the best story going on. There's no story with The Rock right now. There's I mean, Cody, there could be a story. It'll develop, sure, but it's not there. It's just not. It doesn't exist. So yeah,
it's more than one Royal Wrestling. I ain't trying to hear that right now, bro. I ain't trying to hear that.
You
Tribal Chief all day. Hashtag Forever Champ, man. I ain't trying to hear that. I'm not.
True. Yeah. So I hear you. It's not the money match necessarily on paper.
Yeah.
But man,
like the heart wants what the heart wants. So like I want the best story. Trust me.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
You know,
that's where I'm at.
Yeah. But you know, sometimes the businessman in me like, are they gonna give it to us though? But this is Papa H though. He's about stories.
That's a great
I know
point.
His style. He's about stories and where's this going.
Yeah.
Like he likes to break shit up.
Yeah.
He likes to get you, you know, keep guessing when he breaks up factions. He did it with DX. He didn't see it coming. He did it with the Shield. He's like, there's always a plan B. And then saw what happened with Seth. You know, he has a style with these. He turned on Randy Orton when Orton got gold in the Evolution. He was like, oh, yeah. Fuck that, bro. Get him, Batista.
Get him.
Yeah, so I see what he's doing. In reality, not reality, but in fantasy, I want Bloodline to be forever. But I know Papa H style, he wants to break this up. And if you got to alone, he still remains. You know, the result is he's still the champ at the end of the day. Bloodline or bloodline not. I don't give a fuck. As long as he's hashtag forever champ, that's all I care. Yeah. That's all I care. All right.
They're gonna do and pull an NWO and have a Bloodline red and Bloodline black.
Oh, we got factions now, man. Wolfpack now.
Yeah. Do it. Make it happen.
Oh,
make it happen.
Oh man. What up? Shout out to the Get Your Podcast, Chicago podcast over there, man. Chicago brother. Yeah, man. Shy Bloodline. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Them ones up.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, I mean, we already know it's gonna be Roman Reigns retaining. You know, you're in full agreement. I already know that Roman Reigns will retain his championship at the Royal Rumble, and I'm the same way. It's just a matter of what role does Sami play in all this. That's really where the drama is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just what it is. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. We're looking forward to that. It's gonna be a lot of fun watching that happen. All right, we are at the Rumbles themselves.
Yeah.
Let's start with the women. Let's start with the ladies.
Ladies first. The ladies.
Oh man. So there's a lot to this. I mean, I was looking at
first of all, sample size right here.
Yeah, I mean, officially in the women's Royal Rumble match, there's 12 of 30 entrants. All right, you got Liv Morgan, Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Zelina Vega, Emma, Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Lacey Evans, and Xia. So that's it. There's 18 other entrants, and we know they like to bring the legends in as well. So possibly see Lita, Trish, people like that. So as far as, someone new, a surprise to come in, I mean, obviously, I started working through like a list of people who are not confirmed, but I think have a good chance of being in there. You got your Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, Asuka, Dana Brooke. She wasn't on there. Doudrop, Carmella, Mia Yim. Yeah, Doudrop. Doudrop was injured, or no, she had a health scare, but she's okay now.
Cool.
So it's possible that she makes her return at the Rumble. I was thinking about that. Carmella, Mia Yim, Roxanne Perez, the NXT Women's Champion, Tegan Knox, Cora Jade, Wendy Chu. I don't know what's going on with Wendy Chu right now.
She just need to come up, man.
At this point,
she serves no. If you're a avid watcher of NXT 2.0, I'm always gonna get that in there. Then she is not needed in NXT 2.0 anymore. Just come to the main roster with that gimmick.
Yeah, it just makes sense. Just move her up because she's a comedy act. I think it could be a lot of fun, having her there. She can wrestle too, but really it's just to just be the fun aspect of just any match she's a part of. And why not? Just make it happen. And she could be just a great value add. She could, 24/7 championship is dead, but like she has that kind of like, just let's have fun and be entertaining kind of vibe to her. So I think she'd be a real value add there. And then obviously Toxic Attraction potentially being a part of this too. That could happen. We'll see. They're a little busy with Vengeance Day that's going to be coming up pretty soon. But so is Roxanne Perez. So maybe they work them in here before they go off to Vengeance Day. That'd be a great way to promote that triple threat match too, by the way, to have them in this and start talking about, these three are going to be going against each other pretty soon at the next NXT pay-per-view or premium launch. So we'll see. But I
had to highlight that. Has nothing to do with he's doing a sidebar conversation.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was a slick ass comment. That's Chicago right there.
Oh my
God,
goodness.
I didn't go to wrestling.
All right, well the fires are being stoked in the chat, so keep it going.
I love it.
Just make sure it's all fun, but keep it going.
Right.
Love
Just be
it.
respectful.
Right. But so there's a lot, and obviously we said the legends. So a lot of interesting potential matchups and potential entrants in here. I guess the big thing is, who ultimately pulls it out? Who are the final couple of women that'll be in there left in the ring? Who do you have being there, like your final 3 or 4 women at the end of the day, facing off in the women's rumble.
Let me flip up my notepad. Matter of fact, shout out to my son. He made me a tribal chief notebook to take notes for this live stream and future live streams. So shout out to my son, Junior. We're going to acknowledge you. He hooked it up. He didn't put tape, notebook. He didn't put lines in here too. Look, I got to show it off. This man put thought in this. He was like, I got lines. You could,
the lines. I didn't see the lines.
You didn't see the lines?
I didn't.
Man, the ingenuity in this. I was like, bro.
Man, he put effort.
That's all. Yeah, I'm like, how can I not use this, man? I'm going to use it. So shout out to my son right there, man. But Final Four, what I wrote, what was that, a few days ago, I got Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, and Raquel. So that's my Final Four. But winning out of that Final Four, I got Rhea Ripley, bro. Come on. She is the next face of this women's division. All right. The transfer of power is even.
It's just right there.
It's right there. Exactly. Exactly. It's a simple handoff. It's like
perfect.
There you go. It's a relay race. There you go. Keep going. You got it now. You know what I'm saying?
No, facts. I mean, it's interesting because, we were talking recently about, like, on the men's side, I think that was off camera. I don't think we were recording. But like Roman Reigns being champion the way he is, and looking at, like, there isn't that, like, next guy where it just seems completely clear where that transfer of power would go. And like back in the day when it was, Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, Undertaker, you could easily say, hey, this guy, that guy could be champion and be the face of the company. Right now, it's like Seth freaking Rollins is probably the closest one. And then Cody's being groomed to be that guy. And then further down the line, like a guy like Austin Theory, they're trying to groom him. He'll face off against Cena, and then we'll start to see him, even more in that light. On the women's side, though, I feel like it is a lot more like it was back in the day, where you do have, a Becky Lynch, a Rhea Ripley, the EST, like there are a lot where I could say, oh, she could be champion. She could be champion. She could be champion. Ronda, Liv has been champion already. Like we have so many people, just Charlotte Flair, like there's so many of them that it feels like there are ready-made champions if they wanted to say, hey, let's flip it and give it to this person. And Rhea's already a 2-time women's champion, so this would be her 3rd one. And I feel like it's maybe 2-time because she was NXT women's champion, and then she won the Raw women's championship last year.
Time, right?
So one time. So on the main roster, it would be 2 times.
She was a
tag team champion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, the 2nd time. Then the second.
Yeah. As far as like singles, like main, either Raw or SmackDown women's champion, I feel like Rhea, this will be her 2nd time. But regardless, it feels like she's ready for it. She's been telling great stories. She is one of the most popular women, period, in the company. Yeah. And as a heel, she's doing it. She's killing it. Right. Mommy is killing it. Her and Dom, her Dom, we're just.
She took out Edge's wife at Extreme Rules. You got the juice. You took out a Hall of Famer. All right.
Exactly. So I feel like it's awesome to see that that's happening within the women's division, and then specifically now for Rhea, it seems like yes, this is her turn. It's her time. Go ahead and I agree with you. I think it's going to be Rhea Ripley that's going to end up being the winner. I think Final Four. Something tells me that Bayley might work her way in. Seeing her tonight with Damage Control and them saying like, hey, the numbers game and could work in our favor. Like I feel like it will. Like they'll help each other out. But then towards the end, you'll see Io and Dakota get eliminated, but Bayley will be there. But because she doesn't have her friends, she gets tossed out. Maybe it's Becky that tosses her out.
They continue their thing. Maybe a WrestleMania feud they could have.
Yeah, I could see that. I could really see that. And then I see Rhea and I see Raquel, being in there with them. So, I guess Final Four wise, I'm seeing Rhea, Raquel, Bayley, and Becky. And then at the end of the day, though, I do see it being Rhea Ripley because it's just tailor made for her.
I like this coming from Get Your Podcast. Raquel, most eliminations. Women's Rumble. I think that's a good call.
I think that's gonna happen.
Yep.
I think that's definitely gonna happen.
How many eliminations you think she get?
I could see. Let's say. I was gonna go close to double digits, like 8 or 9.
9?
Yeah, shit. I'll say 9. I'll say 9 eliminations.
Man,
yeah, I don't even know what the record is in the women's division.
I thought it was like 5.
Yeah.
Let me look this up real quick.
Okay, if you can find that, man, that's great. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. But I could definitely see her, whatever it is, she's gonna go over that. Yeah, it just makes the most sense, and that way, because she won't win, but that's a great way to.
But
put
that's a
her
good
over.
accolade though to have.
Yeah.
Because I think I think Bianca was the one who had the record for most eliminations.
Okay, it's probably her or like Charlotte.
You could be right. Yeah. Hold on. Women.
Yeah. So we'll see. As you pull that up, Yeah, I feel like. I mean, speaking of, because you said Bianca.
Oh shit! No. Whoa. Okay. Shannon Baszler with 8.
Oh well, there you go. 9.
You called it.
Yeah.
Right. My man, the Messiah.
Right on the money. Right on the money.
My brother right there. Hey. That's like he's the Messiah. That's why. A clear example.
There we go. I didn't even know. I'm just like, I can see close to double digits. Let's go 9.
Let me look it up. I'm Googling it. I'm like, Shayna Baszler with 8. You was like, shit, that's right there. 9.
Yeah. Wow. Like, it'd be a great accolade. It'd be a great accolade for her for sure. So let's. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Ronda is going to be interesting to see because she's actually not confirmed yet for the Rumble. She's gonna be in it, but she's not confirmed yet. And Shayna is. So obviously Ronda is going to have to be in this thing.
She might.
Yeah.
She's going to get booed like hell though.
I feel
like boo.
Well, yeah, that she eliminates people, especially depending on who she eliminates.
Oh yeah. Ooh,
right. She's gonna get some heat. She's gonna get some heat.
Some favorites. Yeah, I can see that.
She starts eliminating like some of the legends, like getting like she gets Trish out of there or Lita out of there. She's getting booed. She's getting booed for sure. And it's cool. I mean, that's part of the fun too, because she's a heel, so it just makes sense for her. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, we both got Rhea Ripley coming out on top on the women's side. So let's switch over to the men's side.
What do you think is kind of real quick from TK, man? I'm going to go outside the box and he's going to take Bayley out and not Bayley. He's going to take Bayley and put Bayley versus Charlotte at Mania.
Interesting. I mean, I feel like for Charlotte, that's actually an interesting question as far as if we have Rhea going against Bianca Belair, who does Charlotte then go against, at WrestleMania for her title? And, Bayley competing for that, I don't see it necessarily, I'm not mad at it if it were to happen.
I'm not connecting the dots right now, but
it could be interesting. I was of the mindset that it was going to be Becky and Ronda before Charlotte took the belt off of Ronda. So now it kind of becomes interesting, like, okay, who are they going to have do this? And I guess you do maybe something at Elimination Chamber or, a number one contenders thing like a gauntlet, on SmackDown or something like that to figure out who it is. And if we're saying Raquel is going to have this moment of like, she's going to eliminate 9, other women, it's a very high potential that she ends up getting the Mania match too. But it's interesting because Charlotte's a face now. So does she switch it up and go heel for that match? Like I
don't really even see her as a face. She's getting a face response, but I still see Charlotte. I still see like that. I'm still that chick.
Yeah.
She still carries herself like the queen. So I really don't see like a subtle or just a clear face character from Charlotte.
Yeah, it's interesting. It makes sense. It definitely makes sense. I mean,
Johnny in the chat.
Oh yeah,
it couldn't be a 4-year anniversary without Johnny. You know what I gotta do.
Hey, you know what time it is.
Yeah, I got formalities. Let's do this right.
You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
Yeah, just for you. Just for you, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny. Welcome, man. Welcome, man.
That puts
appreciate you.
Appreciate every time I see you in the chat, Johnny.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, Cora Jade, I'm excited to see like a Cora Jade in this matchup. She was one of the people I picked to be a surprise entrant into the Royal Rumble. I definitely see an NXT presence for sure, especially with Papa H running this. Like, he's definitely going to incorporate that, because I think last year there really wasn't any, as far as like call-ups during the Rumble. There might have been one or two that I'm not thinking about, but I don't remember feeling like, oh, this person from NXT came in. It was actually a kind of a lackluster Rumble as far as like who the entrants were. There wasn't anything like oh my God about it, as far as like who's coming in. So, but this year I do feel like, yeah, we will get an NXT influx, and like Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade and potentially like a Wendy Chu and maybe a couple others, ended up filling in those spots, and maybe less legends. Maybe we don't see as many legends as we have in the past.
Who's your Iron Woman match in this Rumble?
The Iron Woman? I think I was thinking that's tough, because Asuka, if she's in it, I think there's a new attitude that she's building towards. And I've also kind of heard rumor about like a old character from Japan that she used to be that was really dark. So maybe unveiling that persona. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm really anticipating Asuka. So Asuka right now is my pick. Like, I think she would last a long time, and it'll take a lot to take her out.
Okay. Hold on, who we got? No, the chat been blowing up. I've been trying to catch up. I think I finally caught up now. All right. I think for me now, for the Iron Woman match,
you had Liv.
Liv, right? Yeah,
you still going there? You switching it up?
I know. I did have time to let it marinate now, because it was 2 days out. I'm gonna stick with Liv.
Okay.
I'm gonna still stick with Liv. Yeah.
I think it's a great pick, because I think they are gonna try to, build her up and continue to develop her character, and that's a great notch on her belt too, to be able to say that
he says that with some confidence. It's so cute. It's so cute, Johnny. Kevin Owens will take the title tomorrow night from Roman. The nightmare ends tomorrow.
The nightmare ends tomorrow. Hey man, look, it would be a shocker. It would be a shocker of shock. If what they want is shock value, oh my God, that's one way to do it. But I'm gonna say it. I think there is a less than 1% chance that this happens, because with WrestleMania right around, the man is on Jimmy Fallon as we speak.
Looking like a superstar, looking like a stud. You see the belts on Jimmy Fallon's desk.
There's no way. There's no way.
Come on, Johnny.
There's no way. It's too big. It's too big. A reign like this, it will end at a Mania or a SummerSlam. It's one of those two. And WrestleMania, it could happen. It definitely could happen. In SummerSlam, hey, I could see, like, because WrestleMania is the one where the show is built around like getting new fans. So maybe you don't do it there, because we get someone like The Rock. Whereas SummerSlam is for the wrestling fans. So maybe that's where you get a Sami Zayn or a Cody, finally win the big one kind of moment. And SummerSlam, I feel like, is getting treated even bigger and bigger now, with just like the scope. Because the last one I think was outdoors.
It was
like they treated that like a WrestleMania.
Yeah,
so
it was. Had that energy, that vibe. Mm-hmm. But Johnny, I love the enthusiasm, but come on, man. Kevin Owens.
If I raise up, gonna be trouble. Trouble.
It's not happening. It's not happening. I mean, they're gonna make it look good. They're gonna make it look damn good. KO is gonna have near fall after near fall, and what the hell is Sammy gonna do? Like, it's
will help KO tomorrow. Not the Tribal Chief. KO will be your new champion. Oh, my man. Camera. There we go. I got it. There we go.
Hey, man. Hey, that's the beauty of this, right? Like, you can root for KO, and if it happens, we all know that Johnny's going to be jumping off of everything. He's going to be happy as hell, and hey, we'll be right here ready to talk about it, but I'm sorry.
He's going to be like this.
Facts. That will be Devin. 1,000%. The day that this happens, regardless, the day it happens, that's gonna be them. That right there.
Nah, that's not me. That's
day.
Johnny. That's Johnny tomorrow.
Johnny, that
When
day
KO
will
lose,
come.
That
It's
is
just
Johnny.
not tomorrow. It's not tomorrow. That day will come. But it's not tomorrow. But it's
Forever
okay.
champ. Get that ones up, Johnny. Get that ones up, Johnny.
Oh man. Well, hey, let's switch over to the men's side. Let's talk about it. So, all right. On the men's side of the Rumble, this is interesting. So on that side, we have as your competitors.
That's a lot. I put a little small sample size in the graphic.
Yeah. Let's go through. I'm gonna go through all the names. We got
All
Kofi Kingston, Santos Escobar, Ricochet, Austin Theory, Seth freaking Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, Rey Mysterio, Gunther, Cody Rhodes, Omos, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, Karrion Kross, tick tock, Dominic Mysterio, Dom, I'm built differently.
Oh my God.
Xavier Woods.
Oh man, Dom. Ex-con Dom. That's the new nickname.
Dom. Let's go.
He got that swagger down. He got that swagger down.
I mean, this last one kind of threw me for a loop here a little bit, but Brock Lesnar. Now Brock Lesnar's in it. This is a problem.
He got beef. He got beef with Bobby. He's like, not on my watch.
Yes.
Just not on my watch, bro.
Yes.
When I'm here, no, not on me.
Man, oh man. So interesting enough. So as far as like starters, we were talking about Cody and Seth, like that being epic, right? Now, right, and hey, Cody number one, that just get out the way, right? Makes a whole lot of sense.
Yep.
The only thing I'm gonna say now is with this new information, do you just go ahead and get this out the way to say, hey, let's just go ahead and put Bobby and Brock out there first and second, and let two big man slapping man meet. Let them clash in the beginning. Let them destroy each other. Get it out the way.
Oh man, that's nasty. I don't know if I want to do that right away. You just want to rip the Band-Aid off.
I mean, look, like these two, neither one of them is going to win this Rumble. It's not happening.
No.
They are taking
they're going to eliminate
out.
each other.
Right. They're eliminating each other. Yes. The hate is too much. All right. It's just too much. It's gone to a whole
They got beef, man. They got real life beef.
Man, just for whatever reason, Brock just can't stand Bobby Lashley and wants to ruin this man's life. Can't stand him. And Bobby has real reason to hate this man now. He cost me the United States Championship, right? Like so many times, multiple times, he's cost him the United States Championship now.
Yep.
Like, no, this is a problem. And I'm gonna finish this dude. That's Bobby's mindset right now. So yeah, I mean, as far as starters go, I'd be cool with either one. If they want to start with Cody and Seth, cool. If they want to start with Bobby and Brock,
how do you even get in? Like, if they start out, I'm like, okay, if I'm third, I'm like, bro.
Right, you better hope that they've already
walk
eliminated each other.
around the ring,
right? I'm just getting in there with that. I'm gonna wait. I hope it's like Austin Theory or something. Right. He's looking like, nah, because he's got problems.
I'm gonna sit by Michael Cole. I'm gonna get on commentating real quick. I'm gonna like, hey, I'm just gonna buy my time.
I'm gonna chill.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing this. This is
not
happening.
with Brock and Bobby.
No,
they're not gonna allow that.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on us.
Let's go, man. Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how they do the beginning of this match. There was a couple names too that they haven't confirmed yet that I'm gonna go through as well, as far as like who I think could potentially be in this. You got guys like Carmelo Hayes from NXT.
Yeah.
Elias hasn't been confirmed yet. Edge, a return for Edge, which you brought up. Yep.
I'm back.
We've got Otis and Chad Gable. Those two have not been confirmed yet. Mm-hmm. We've got Bronson Reed. We've got Dexter Lumis. We've got Johnny Gargano, which I'm pretty sure Johnny Gargano is going to be in this. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
We've got maybe a returning Tommaso Ciampa. Maybe. Because they've been real quiet about him.
Maybe. He's still doing his therapy, though, because I follow him on the social medias.
I saw that, but Well, I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
I know.
Let's
brother.
go.
I know.
Also, too, what's going on with Matt Riddle?
He's
Because I think he's healthy. Because I just saw him get his black belt in jiu-jitsu. He thanked his coaches, like, thank you for the black belt.
I thought he failed a wellness policy, so he's suspended.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well then, if that's it, and unless the timing is perfect for Royal Rumble, where he's just gonna be okay now, So Matt Riddle potentially. We'll see. We've got. Let's see. I got a couple other names here.
Okay.
I already said Edge. Oh, Sami Zayn hasn't been confirmed yet, so we'll see. Depending on the assignment, depending on how the Tribal Chief is feeling by him not following protocol, maybe not. We'll see. We've got Ivan. Sorry, Jay, motherfucking Switchblade.
Oh man! Shout out to Circle Debate, man. They wished us a happy 4-year anniversary on their show on Thursday. So last night. So shout out to them. Shout out to happy belated birthday to Matt. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Mike De Niro, Money Mike, and of course the Professor Ivan, the devious one.
Mm-hmm. The last one, we haven't talked about yet, but this dude, there's been a lot of teases out there on social media for him coming back. So I think this is probably going to happen. We've got the Matt Cardona potentially coming back to WWE. Maybe as Zack Ryder, maybe as Matt Cardona. Woo, woo, woo. You know it. I think he's going to be in the Rumble. I think he's going to make his return in WWE this tomorrow. So, man. I mean, there's a lot of names on there. And honestly, somebody on this list is not going to be in there because there's only 11 spots. And I named 13 people. Like you said, Tommaso Ciampa was probably one of the cuts. Oh, I didn't say Braun Breaker either. Sorry. Yeah. Braun Breaker is also someone I think could be in this. So, it'll be interesting to see of those names who's in there, or if there's even another person that we're not even thinking of that shows up. Or talking about, like, say, The Rock, because that's a big one. You've seen the poster. You've seen the electricity. You've seen it.
It's cooking.
WrestleMania's in Hollywood.
The Rock,
the electricity is flowing through the poster, the pictures, everything. So it could be.
My expectations are very low. A lot of people are very high, like, The Rock is showing up. I'm just like, if he shows up, I'll be marking out, but I'm not really expecting it.
I'm not expecting it either.
All right.
I'm not expecting it.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Right.
Fuck them dirt sheets.
It's kind of like, I mean, even Stone Cold last year was kind of like that, right? Like, we didn't want to really believe it. It's like, Stone Cold's got a match, nah. And then he showed up, and he had a match. He went. He did his thing. It was cool. It was fun to see. So, The Rock, I feel like it's the same thing. I'm not sure in what capacity we're going to see The Rock, if we even see him at all. Whether it be at Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, whatever, I'm not sure. So, let's see. All right. So, let's get down to it. Final four, go. Who you got?
Final four, I still got written down. I'm still going to keep it. I got Seth, Cody, Sammy, and I know I'm going to stick with it. It was his wrestling. Chad Gable. Yeah, I said it. Chad Gable in the Final Four. I think it will be surprising. I think it will be like one of those underdogs that the crowd get behind, that you still see Chad in there. So I think it'd be a real good moment for the crowd and for Chad too. It'll be a good launching point, if they trying to keep on going with this face roll, man.
Yeah, not a bad pick. I'm not gonna, just diss that too much. Like, Chad Gable, he's great, and it'd be great to see him in a spot like that where he finally gets, that respect. And I mean, he's basically Kurt Angle, like with his wrestling, with his persona. Like, there's a lot of similarities between those two. So to try to push him, and really give him that respect, that'd be really cool. So three of those guys, I have as well with Seth, Cody, and Sammy. Like, those three. The fourth one is tough. To think of who that's going to be. I feel like if Braun Breaker is in it, like, that's a guy that I could definitely see being there at the end. But there's still the question mark is if he's even going to be in this match. There's Jay White. Like, he's in it. There's a strong possibility he's there. I'm sorry,
I'll be laughing at Ivan. He's going to be on the watch along tomorrow too. So shout out to Ivan. We're going to be By the way, too, let our listeners, watchers know we're gonna have a watch along for the World Rumble tomorrow with the Bloodline. A podcast going down. So if Jay shows up when Ivan here, I'm laughing.
Ooh, man, yeah. You got, Matt Cardona, if he makes his return, Edge, if he makes his return, Edge and Matt Cardona too. That'd be kind of interesting to see those two face off. That'd be real interesting. Former Edge head himself. Yeah, man. But I think of the people that we know that are going to be in it for sure. And Sammy, we don't know for sure too, but I'm just going to go ahead and put Sammy in there because I'm just going to believe he's in it. I think Austin Theory is that fourth guy that they put in there at the end. I feel like
pick. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Jay and Jimmy are in this too, by the way, that's a whole nother thing too. Yeah. That's real interesting.
Solo.
But, yeah, I think Solo Sikoa being in there too. That could be a big monkey wrench in this whole thing. But yeah, I think Seth and Cody is the unanimous one for sure, where I feel like those two make it to the end. And then Sammy, if he's in it. And then, yeah, Austin Theory. And I could see those guys like that's what I'm rooting for. I feel like that four corners would be kind of a nice, like, hey, these are the guys who we are really pushing to be like future faces of the company, in those guys, in Seth, in Cody, in Austin Theory, and in Sami Zayn. So, yeah, I mean, it just makes sense. And the winner that I have, so I'll say this. My official pick, because, again, I don't know if Sami is in this, so I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes, actually, to win the men's Royal Rumble match.
Yeah.
But I am rooting for Sami Zayn to pull this off.
We want the story.
I want the
feel
story.
Good. We want the Disney moment. We want it all.
But I do feel like there's a chance Sammy's not even in it based off of what I'm seeing, especially with what he just did tonight. Like, there's a chance, hey, Tribal Chief's like, you didn't follow my orders that time, so follow my orders now. Go home. I don't want to see you no more for the rest of the night after he's done. I'm sorry, Johnny. Beating, pinning, and retaining over Kevin Owens.
Don't need to apologize. We just know. It's just gonna have. Come on, hashtag Forever Champ, Johnny. You should know this by now. You know the routine.
Yeah. So I think the one that's definite is Cody. And seeing the video again today, I mean, they just won't stop showing these videos. But it did get me in the feels a little bit for some reason seeing it this time. Maybe because I know the show's tomorrow and I'm really like paying attention to it and trying to like give it a chance and trying to get excited for the show.
Yeah. It's like change of heart then?
Well, just I want to get excited about this. I feel like it's not his fault the way I feel about it. It's, I mean, maybe if he's like telling them, hey, just go ahead and say it, maybe it is partly his fault. But just thinking about what he went through, the torn pec and, leaving AEW, going to the WWE and seeing the picture of him when he first started in WWE, like just like basic Cody, all the way that transition to, the American Nightmare. It's like, damn, this dude has been working his whole life for this, so if I just say, hey, let me give him a chance and let me just say, like, I appreciate the journey. I appreciate what he's trying to do for his family and all that. Okay. Like him winning it, I'd be cool with it. And I'm going to try to just I'm not going to be like, just hate to hate. I don't want to do that. That's
my job.
The upset, that's you. That's you.
That's I do. AEW trash ass wrestling company.
The upset really is that they didn't keep it a surprise. That's it. It's just that they didn't keep it a surprise. But if I look at Cody's story and Cody's journey, it makes sense. So it's fine. It's cool. So yeah, I got Cody Rhodes winning the Rumble officially.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with the same pick. I'm gonna go with Cody Rhodes, even though you know what? No. I'm changing. Nah, fuck that. I want the moment. Yeah, Give me a moment. Hold on. Give me a moment. Let me look. All right, yeah.
Who are you switching it to?
Oh man, so
are we? Yeah,
Sammy.
Sammy?
He's gonna win the Royal Rumble.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just enjoying this story.
This is what we're gonna do. This is what we know, right? So I think where I'm in agreement is if Sammy, because we don't know if he's in it. That's
true.
the one problem I have.
Yeah.
So
That's the caveat.
if you tell me Sami Zayn is in the Rumble for sure, I'm picking Sami.
Yeah.
But since we don't know that, that's where I'm saying for the people that we know are in the Rumble, I'm going to go with Cody.
That's a good point.
Right? So that's where I'm at with it. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give you that same option to say, hey,
Yeah.
if Sami's not in it, who's your pick? But if Sami's in it,
I'm
it sounds
with
like
Cody because that was a strong point. You just brought me back, brother. You just like, hold on.
Right. Because this has happened before where, I made these predictions and people are not even a part of it and then they're not even there.
Yeah.
Well, my pick can't even defend themselves. Yeah. So I'm going to give you that same option.
It is decided Cody Rhodes winning and losing to the Tribal Chief at WrestleMania.
Oh, man.
Johnny could be like, watch, Cody's going to win. Cody, yeah, Cody. All right,
Johnny,
good luck.
If we get to that point, I will be there with you, believing that the storybook is going to happen and that Cody Rhodes will be the one to do this. Where I sit right now, I will be there with you, Johnny. Not with KO, because that's not happening. That's not. But Cody Rhodes, I will be there with you. Or Sami Zayn. Either one of those two. So now here's another thing too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but this tag tournament, and I've got it. I'm replaying SmackDown in the background right now. And the
tag team tournament, by the way. Fire,
definitely great. One key thing though that they're doing is they keep saying that the winner of this tournament is challenging for the SmackDown tag team titles, not the undisputed tag team titles. They're making it a point to say the SmackDown tag team titles. So it seems like we're heading towards them starting to tease a split.
A split, yeah.
Right. So with that being the case, how does that make you think about like the future for, the Usos as tag team champions, and then even down the road, for Roman Reigns, potentially having those two championships, maybe him keeping one, losing the other, whatever. Like, how do you feel about that? Because that's pretty blatant right now, the way they're doing it with this tag team title tournament. They're saying it's for the SmackDown tag team titles.
Even on Monday Night Raw against Judgment Day, when they did Usos against Judgment Day, that was just for the Raw tag team titles.
Right.
So it wasn't for both. It wasn't for the undisputed tag team titles. I'm going to say this, man. I like the idea of just having one set of champions, not two sets. I get it's two different brands, but we're not even treating it like two different brands anymore. If they was to do get back to exclusive brands, then I'll feel more inclined to say, yeah, it makes sense. But no, man, everybody's going on Raw, on a SmackDown, flipping. Charlotte was just on Raw. Everybody's going back and forth, and nobody cares, and I don't care. But at least it's more consolidated now. We only got one set of champions, so I'm with that, man.
Now, with Papa H being at the helm, do you think there's a chance that if they do split it, that the brand split will feel more meaningful, given the level of storytelling that we get from his era right now? Do you think it would make that? I would give it a chance, as far as believing that the two brands could work.
Right. That's a good point. If they can get back to somewhat what we had with 2016, with that brand split, and I believe that was some of the best wrestling we got too. AJ Styles was champion, Miz was killing it as IC champion, main eventing as well for one of the exclusive brand pay-per-views when they used to do that. So it used to be SmackDown only pay-per-view or Raw. I don't know if they can do that now, if it makes logistics sense now, but if they could just keep it, just differentiate the two brands. All right, this is clearly a SmackDown style compared to Raw. So if Papa H can tell that story, which I think he can, then I'll roll with it, man. I'll roll with it. I'm gonna give him a shot. I'll give him a shot, bro. I'm not gonna shut the shit down. Like, nah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a chance, and just storytelling will be key. Storytelling will be key, and then really treating them like, okay, it's SmackDown versus Raw again, because that was really fun. Like Paul Heyman on his documentary, he talked about that, really taking a lot of pride in trying to make SmackDown the A show, because it was always the B show So for them to, actually like compete and try to like, okay, where our show is better, that'd be cool. That'd be real cool. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. But very interesting. Very interesting way that they keep highlighting one of the tag team championships so far. Nothing with the Universal and the WWE, but maybe because there's rumors too. Rumors, we know what that's all about. But
rumors
with Roman defending the WWE Championship one night, the Universal another night, Rock for one, Cody for another, blah blah blah. We'll see. We'll see. I think for him it'll be he's defending the titles on one night, and if he ends up losing the titles, I think. Let's say it's Cody. I brought this up too when we were talking. Let's say it's Cody. I could see Cody going to a traditional championship and it'd be one belt. He combines the two, and we have the new WWE Championship, which could be a very classic, like Wing Eagle style championship that Cody brings.
The actual wrestling belt, just the brand logo.
Yeah,
all about the brand, the shield.
Yeah. It's such a Cody thing to do. It just makes sense. That he would be the guy to do that. And there's been talk already about like redesigns, lots of people saying they've seen.
I said one redesigns of the tag team titles, man. Come on, man.
So I'd be for it. I'd be for that. And then let's say from there, if there's only one championship, then with the draft, you have Cody drafted to Raw. And then for SmackDown, you got to create a new championship, and that's how you split the titles. That'd be the way that I would do it personally. I don't like the idea of Roman losing one, but keeping one, or losing both. Like, I feel like just have it be clean. Have the transfer power happen to one person. If it be Cody, if it be Sammy, whoever that is, and then, start fresh. Do it. Triple H loves his tournaments. He loves his tournaments.
He does.
So a tournament for the WWE Championship, culminating at one of the big pay-per-views. Maybe do that for SummerSlam. Yeah, that'd be where I would go with it. So we'll see.
Hashtag forever champ. What do you think of this question by TK? Shout out to Tim King coming out with some great questions. Would you guys want to see Stone Cold win this Mania? So I guess there's rumors out there. This, Stone Cold might be coming to the Royal Rumble, possibly entering the Royal Rumble.
He was offered a match.
WrestleMania.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so I know a rumor was him, like The Rock wasn't going to be there. And Stone Cold was offered the match against the Tribal Chief.
Yeah.
I do not want to see that match. And I don't want to see Stone Cold win against Tribal. That's
not happening. That gets my Tribal. I'm sorry, Stone Cold.
No.
I already said it. Oh, Jove's showing the hard camera. Jove and Big Ren like, hey, Tribal Chief, you about to hear it? First time, get ready.
Clark Street. You're saying it here now. Now this is official.
Yes. All right. I will put the Tribal Chief above Stone Cold now.
Damn.
Tribal Chief 1A.
Doubling down.
Stone Cold 1B. It is decided, and I said it. And I'm standing on that shit. That is my Tribal Chief. That is my Tribal Chief.
Look, at one time, your guy was Adam Cole, and you turn your back on him. Now, you turn your back on Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's crazy that you spin it that way. I don't turn my back.
If it's only a matter of time. Tribal Chief.
Stone Cold is still my guy, but when it comes to the Tribal Chief is the guy. He's the guy.
Sounds like Tribal Chief is your guy. Yeah, he's your guy. So Stone Cold is no longer your guy. It's Tribal Chief.
But Tribal just shows you what the Tribal Chief is doing. He's doing.
Turn your back.
He's doing some amazing shit right now.
See, I can't Jay Uso say loyalty. Loyalty. He pointed out loyalty. Real love.
I've been loyal to my Tribal Chief.
Your loyalty jet from Stone Cold,
my Tribal
Adam Cole.
Loyal to my Tribal Chief.
Man.
Loyal to my Tribal Chief.
Hey, like the Tribal Chief said, for now. Oh man. All right, let's get into the streets. Before we do that, Iron Man, who's your Iron Man for the Royal Rumble?
Ooh, I think, what did I say? Seth?
I think it was either Seth or Cody.
I'm gonna go with Seth. I'm gonna give Seth the Iron Man.
I'm gonna go with Cody because I think the chances are he enters in at 1 or 2, and I think he's gonna win it. So I'm gonna just say, ooh, Sammy just did an interview with Ariel Helwani. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man. Come on, Sammy. Damn the prediction. Come on, Sammy Zayn. But yeah, I got Cody. So you got Seth, I got Cody.
Yeah.
Cool. They're both going to be in there a long time.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Oh, man. All right, let's get to the streets of talking.
All right.
Let's get to the streets
What up?
of talking.
Shout out to the Call Up Podcast. What up, Kenny?
What's up?
What up, man?
Great content.
Welcome to the show. Don't forget to hit that like button for us. Now we get for the streets of talking. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it.
We got about 9 questions. We're going to start with who we got. We got my cuz. He got about 2 questions, too, so he got another one right after this. All right, my cuz, Trey. Do you guys think WWE should consider bringing back the hardcore and cruiserweight titles?
The cruiserweight titles, I feel like they just did that, and they had 205 Live for a while. So I feel like, again, this is a whole thing where you got under Vince's watch versus Triple H's watch, and Triple H. I mean, again, he loves his tournaments. We had the Cruiserweight Classic, so I feel like Triple H would treat that with a lot more, love and respect than the way that Vince did. I don't think Vince has ever really been successful with cruiserweights, or at least a cruiserweight division. They had the lightweight division.
I was just about to say the light heavyweight championship.
Light heavyweight, which was never really, Taka Michinoku was kind of like the dude. X-Pac for a while, like it's
Jamie
never
Noble
really.
Too? Was Jamie Noble?
Jamie Noble,
yeah.
But WCW was always better at really making the cruiserweight division a thing. With your Eddie Guerreros and Juventud Guerreros and La Parcas and all that, really like that lucha libre style, and then the Billy Kidmans and guys like that. It was like amazing in WCW. That was one of the best parts of WCW. WWE never really made that work until we got to see it, in the Cruiserweight Classic, and then even in NXT when they took the Cruiserweight Championship off of 205 Live, took it to NXT. Then you got to see some great matches there as well. So I feel like under Triple H's watch, I would be interested in it, and I feel like we could get some great matches there. So I would say yes to that. The Hardcore Championship, I don't know. I feel like we don't need it. I feel like it's not a needed championship, and I don't really get excited thinking about the Hardcore Championship in WWE as it is right now. Maybe you do something like that. It had its time, but I think like the 24/7 Championship is kind of like, I just don't really care, especially the way it was handled. Like just champion after champion after champion the same night. Like, I don't think you do it like that. If anything, maybe you do like, okay, there's a hardcore championship in NXT, but not 24/7. It's just like, hey, it's a regular champion, but all their matches are hardcore matches. Maybe you do that, but even then, I feel like I'm reaching. Like, I'm really not like excited about it. So I say yes to the Cruiserweight Championship because I think Triple H would do it well. And then I say no to the Hardcore Championship because it just kind of feels like that excitement is just not there.
I'm going to definitely say yeah to the Cruiserweight because I like what Papa H did, especially with the Cruiserweight tournament and then how he tried to infuse it with NXT as well. And then, the short-lived for 205 Live was fine when it had like Pac and Buddy Murphy. And who else? It was Cedric Alexander, Ali.
The wrestlers were great, but the product was not. Like...
Well, the way it was formatted, because it's basically like AEW Rampage. They show it right after Dynamite. So so the crowd is already tired.
They're not.
They're not so enthused into.
But like, think about NXT with Leo Rush and Angel Garza. That was great.
Yeah.
Those matches were fire. So, And then think of like Buddy Murphy being in that environment, like all those guys you mentioned being in that environment, I think.
Yeah. But hardcore title, it's we're past that.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody blading, nobody doing it.
Yeah, that's another thing too. That's a great
point.
Getting
on fire, WWE is not about that life anymore, man.
AEW can have that one if they want.
Yeah, y'all can have it. Guys like to come up with a whole bunch of titles anyway, so what's another one to add to the collection?
Yeah, get rid of the AAC and make it a hardcore championship. It's fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. Shout out to the Apron Butt. What up, Kyle, man? We was on this show a few months ago, so salute to you, bro. What up, man? Welcome to the show. What did Dom say? Shocking take there. Yeah, hey, I said it. Yep, I said it. Tribal Chief over Stone Cold, man.
Unbelievable.
So what? I love my Tribal Chief. I love my Tribal Chief. All right.
That's fine. But all time it was Stone Cold until,
I didn't.
It's okay.
I'm saying. Stone Cold never made me cry through his matches. He had me fall in love with wrestling.
The whole reason you're here now is because of Stone Cold. You turn your back on him.
I ain't turn my back on him. It's not like I did what I did Adam Cole, yeah. Adam Cole,
I
will admit that Adam Cole pissed me the fuck off. Man, that was on the Papa H watch. How did even Papa H allow that match? The logic in that.
Because he had foresight to know that Pat McAfee was real. Like he showed up at WrestleMania and we're all about it. He like me, he's a messiah. He's a visionary. He saw it. He saw it before he saw it before I did, because I was right there with you. Like, what is going on? But now I see and I understand. And I'm like, you know what? No. You know what? You saw it before all of us. You understood the greatness of Pat McAfee. Yes, the greatness of Pat. By the way, that would be a nice entrance into the Rumble too as a surprise. If Pat McAfee showed up, that'd be pretty cool. As a surprise, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. We may also get like a Logan Paul in there too. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But Pat McAfee. End of the Rumble. Let's go.
Yeah. Guys are
Tim.
Fire. Yes. Yep. Oh man, Bishop, what up, bro? Yeah, shout out to Terrible Wrestling Takes, man. Shout out to them, man.
We're not talking about EW, don't worry.
That's trash anyway, man. Why are we talking about on the 4-year anniversary? Talking about WWE. Matter of fact, let me get my video.
Oh my God.
I cannot play that right now, man. Where is he? Let me see if I can find him. There you go.
Oh boy.
That stuff is
Yes, sir. WWE.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, man. Let's get to the next question.
All right, next question from Cuz again. Would you guys like the idea of a women's US and IC champ? I'll take this one first. I would say yes, because the way I think it calls for it now. Just the way the woman has been structured or formatted on the WWE side, it seems like, all right, they're telling the main stories that include titles, and then maybe we save a non-title match with Becky. So if they're gonna go with this format, then maybe it calls for a women's US or IC champ, man. So yeah, and I think it'll be fine under a Papa H watch. Maybe he'll kick off a tournament for it. So yeah, I'll go with yeah.
I'm torn on this, man. My initial reaction is actually no, that I don't want to see it. And I think the reason why is because I'm looking at the women's tag division. And I feel like that is a sign of things to come for anything beyond the Raw and SmackDown women's championships, then there's no point. Keep the focus on those two main championships. And then having like a mid-card, or a workhorse title for the women's side. Yeah. I'm hesitant to say yes because of how that tag division is. We still sometimes I forget that it's Io and Dakota Kai. I know. Literally, I
very quiet title reign.
Yeah.
Very quiet title reign.
So I don't know that adding another title is gonna add anything to it. I mean, it could be cool, and I feel like they have the roster to do better with that than they are with the tag teams, because they don't have any tag teams. But to just say like, hey, we're gonna take like a Raquel and have her be the IC champion as she continues to build into a SmackDown Women's Championship contender is interesting to me. So we're all this time where Rhea has been building as well. If she had been the US champion on Raw all this time, that could have been a way to help build her even closer to getting to Bianca. So I'm not completely against it. Or even someone like a Becky Lynch. She's not Raw champion, and maybe I don't want to see her as Raw champion or SmackDown champion for a while. But to see her as US champion or IC champion, then helping to, as she was as Raw Women's Champion, helping build new stars to continue that as the workhorse champion now. And she shows up every single Raw and defends that title, much like a John Cena did. I could see her filling that role. So if they do it like that, I'm in 100%. I'd be all for it. I'm hesitant because of the way the women's tag team division, even under Papa H's watch, that's something I can't give him a pass for. You know, I wish he would do better with the women's tag division. So, and I'm not sure.
Shawn Michaels doing a better job down there in NXT 2.0 with the women's tag team titles. Like it feels, you know, they have challengers, they have tag teams for the women's, and and the way they build them, they have non-title stories for the women as well. So I just like the format is structured under Shawn compared to Papa H when it comes to the women, which is asinine to think about that, man. Now I think like, damn. Yeah,
definitely. Like, so Toxic Attraction, you know, for the most part has been like the focal point of that tag division, right? You know, whether they're champions or not, and they feel like a truly established tag team.
Yeah.
And I think the closest thing we've gotten to that on the main roster has been Sasha and Bailey.
Yep.
You know, that's the closest thing, you know, and without them, it just kind of felt like it's just a throwaway. But that may change because it feels like Ronda and Shayna are on their way to becoming tag team champions. Like, I feel like that's the build right now, is that the two of them are going to challenge for those tag team titles and they're going to win. You know, that's going to happen. That might be their Mania match. They may do that beforehand. I'm not sure.
Gets damage control.
I could see, like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure. I feel like Ronda being at Mania fighting for a title, may be the selling point for a match like that. And it's not a main event or either night. You know, it's just it's a part of the show. But I could see that. I could see them going against Damage Control and being, you know, the contenders under Papa H. I could see something like that. But definitely, I feel like bringing it back to, you know, the workhorse championships, if you will, that, you know, something like that'd be cool. And Tim, this is a great point about, you know, Liv with the women's IC title. That could make sense, right? For someone like Liv, that would be perfect. You know, her being an IC championship as she rebuilds to try to, you know, truly be a contender for a SmackDown or a Raw Women's Championship in the future again. That could be a nice way to build her up, is to make her IC champion first or US champion first. So I feel like it just needs to be done right. It just needs to be done right, you know, and I think, as like a first champion, I would actually say someone like Becky Lynch would make a whole lot of sense. And I could see her playing that John Cena role, saying, hey, open challenge for my title every single Raw or SmackDown, whichever brand she's going to be on with that.
That'd be hell of prestige just to get the title like that. You put Becky Lynch as the first title holder for that, you know, mid card title. Yep. That'd be perfect. I like that. I like that.
And you know, Becky, she's gonna say, "Hey, it's the man that makes the title, right?" You know, that's what she's gonna say. So it's just all about like her prestige, giving that championship. You know, it's extra meaning. So she could kill it. So I'd love to see something like that. So yes, I'd be down for it, but please, you got to do it like what we're saying and not like the women's championship.
You got to do it right. All right, we got from Peter from the Clark Street Wrestling community. Shout out to Peter. Wrestling has evolved over the years. Has it evolved for the better? And where do you see wrestling going in the future?
I think honestly, for me, you know, and mine, I think will be pretty brief. I think it's been better because of storytelling. I think the storytelling, especially right now that we're seeing, primarily in WWE, this is some of the best storytelling we've seen, period, like ever in wrestling. You know, so and it's they've really committed to telling this great story over years. You know, not just 6 months, 3 months, years of telling this story.
Long-term storytelling.
Yeah. And then we've had other stories too, like RK Bro. That
was a
happened
long-term
in the midst of all this.
storytelling.
That was a long-term storytelling, that was happening. So there's been a lot of, this kind of this level of storytelling around that's been happening while this amazing story, this overarching story for the past 3 years has been going on. So yeah, I think for the better, and I think it's because of the storytelling. So that's what I'm going to say overall. And I think its influence will hopefully pass down to like an AEW, Impact, New Japan, like all these other places that, this kind of storytelling, everybody can do it. It doesn't matter about the moves.
I think Impact is already on that trajectory. It's
not to this. Yes, as far as like wanting to tell stories in this way.
I'm not saying on the level, but they're on that roadmap. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're on that roadmap for Impact. AEW, no, they got work to do. They got the right people. They do.
It's just
they got work to do.
They don't commit. You gotta commit.
I think 2019 was a clear example of if you stick with the story, then it would work. Because I remember when you had the tag team, you had you had the Elite. Well, not the Elite. You had the Young Bucks, and then you had Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page, and their dynamic. And the way they told their story was beautiful. We gave major kudos. Yes,
it was great.
It was on wax from me. Major kudos. Check it out. Maybe 2 years ago. Hold on, 2019. 3 years ago. 3 years ago. All right, go check it out. But I
called too, even with that like eventually what's going to happen is that Kenny, being champion, that's cool, but it's going to be Hangman that beats him, because telling that story full circle about how their tag team fell apart, and then you saw the problems, the issues with Hangman, the drinking, all that stuff. He hit rock bottom. It was like he was done. And then he built himself back up, and he was with the Dark Order, and then they're building him back up, and then he goes against Kenny, wins the championship. Like, there was something cool there, but it's like that doesn't happen enough,
And did it really elevate Hangman Page from telling that? So, I don't even know.
Because they didn't commit.
That wasn't really a long-term storytelling, because they just took a break and then they just told a story over time, I guess, because they took that little chunk of break. And then like, we'll come back to that. Long-term storytelling.
Because Hangman was away and Kenny was fighting other people. I mean, it was long-term storytelling. I would say that it was, but I think what's the aftermath of it, it kind of felt like, okay, now we're done, and now we're on to the next thing, and it's just like, like what? Like it just felt, and they didn't do that again. Like, they didn't have another story where you felt like, oh yeah, and they've been building this and peppering this in. It was just kind of over, and Kenny, had his issues, and his, his body was broken down. So there's not much you could do, and then he had the whole belt collector thing that he was doing for a while, which didn't really go anywhere.
Something, but then it just, I don't know. Because I was feeling it. I love cocky heels. I remember saying that about Kenny. Like, keep on sticking with this, this belt collector. And then it just got, I don't know, just dimmed. They just dimmed.
Well, I feel like my problem, if we go back to some of those episodes too, was that they weren't really talking about what he was doing in Impact on Dynamite.
Yep.
Like, it was just happening in a vacuum. Like, you had to watch Impact to even know that was happening. If all you were doing was watching Dynamite, you would just be like, okay, has all these championships, but you wouldn't know like some of the stuff that was going on, in the feuds he was building. And, then he goes to AAA, and, he had stuff going on there. And it's just like, none of that is being talked about and presented. He's not even really talking about it. He's wearing the belts, but he's not talking about it. It's just like, why even do it then? Like, what's the point? It was a big deal to say he's going to Impact and he's going to win their championship. That was huge. That had never happened before, to have a guy like, imagine if someone from WWE had went to WCW and won the world championship off of Sting, right? Like, amazing. That would have been like, but then that person, let's say it was, I don't know, Stone Cold, right? Stone Cold goes to WCW, beats Sting, comes back with the title, doesn't talk about it. It'd be like, well, what happened? Tell me about that.
That's a good point.
Brag about it. Why the hell are you
not?
not how are you just showing up with this other championship and not saying anything? It was weird. It was weird.
Yeah. And the lack of characters now, man. Like the in-depth characters. Like when Brody Lee first came and they was getting ready to introduce, there was teases of using the Dark Order. You saw the promos. Hey, come join it. I was loving all of that, man. Yeah. And, and then when they finally debuted Brody Lee, I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. The Exalted One. Oh, it's going down. He was a boss. When he destroyed Cody, he was like, man, he got on the mic on Tony. He just called it how it is. I remember that, man. You see Cody getting all on the stretcher. I was like, this is crazy. Yeah. And he felt like a top dog, and he was the TNT champion. He was a TNT champion. He felt like that dude, bro.
Just as big as the AEW championship at that time. And even the way he got them in check, and he was just not taking any BS from the Dark Order, all this other shit you guys are doing. No, stop all that. We're about winning. We're about he was about his business, and it just you could respect it. So it was just great storytelling happening there, and it's like it happens, and sometimes it's stories told too long because there's a gap where they just go a different direction with the wrestlers, but then they'll come back to it eventually. And so that's what you're talking about, which they absolutely do. And then sometimes it just happens in pockets where literally they'll tell they tell great stories in their matches, right? Like talking about a guy who will pinpoint a certain part of a person's body and then use that to ultimately get the victory in the match. They do a great job with that. Like that for sure. In ring, they've nailed that. But there's something to being able to tell a more emotional story overall and really getting people invested and caring, and Cody tried his damnedest when he was in AEW to really bring that emotion in. And he was probably the best at it. And, for better or worse, some people kind of got tired of it or whatever. Hey, turn heel, man. Like, what the hell?
I won't turn heel.
He tried.
I won't. Accept me.
Yeah. He tried.
He had a chance. He teased a little bit. I remember him and Taz went at it, and Taz was confronting Cody. Hey, I want you to make this FTW belt legitimate. He was like, I'll tell you what I do. I'll run it up the flagpole.
Right.
Get the fuck out of my face with this,
Loved
bro.
it.
All right. I loved
that shit. Loved it.
I was like, oh, shit. He just told Taz to bounce. I don't care about that title.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those was good times. Those were good times. Yeah, if you want to hear good times about AEW, when I didn't say AEW was trash, it's 2019. Partially little 2020. Go and check them out.
Oh, man.
All in the library.
Well, hey, I said there was no AEW on the show, but this question kind of brought it
out.
It did. Talking about the wrestling business, overall, how is wrestling evolved? So, I would say for the best. So, would you say ultimately has it?
I think so. Especially on the WWE side, the way they just been telling long-term storytelling, especially just not with the Tribal Chief, but even in the women's division, you got Becky and Bianca. The story that they told, I think. It was just they told a beautiful 3-tier cake, and just strong storytelling for you to get invested, and that's what I like, man. And it seemed like they're still on consistently giving at us that type of storytelling. And a good example right now is like LA Knight and Bray Wyatt. They've just been very consistent. No fighting, but just promos, building the story.
And shout out to New Japan for influencing a lot of these post-match press conferences that we've been seeing in AEW and in WWE, because we've gotten some great moments. We had one shitty one with CM Punk, right? But beyond that, take that one out. You had Roman Reigns with the one guy who asked the question, and he's like, look, man, damn all that. I need you to do what this crowd didn't do and acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
Yeah. I acknowledge you. I acknowledge you got that clip. I know you got that clip.
Let me bring that up, man. I did not delete that. If I delete that, that's bad on me, man. Let me get that clip back. I know I got that clip. Let me look. Let me see. There we go.
Acknowledge me.
titles hit the table and shit, man. I can't even kick out of that.
Out. He was done. And then the guy, was it Triple H on the side over there?
Yeah, he was. He was like, well,
that does it. That was it. They all looked at that dude like, dude, what you do? He's like, I just asked questions. Yeah, man. So stuff like that, WWE wasn't really doing stuff like that, at least not televising it. If they were doing it, we weren't seeing it. And on mainstream television, AEW, they've been really pushing that on like YouTube and stuff like that. And but New Japan has been doing that for a long time. So, like I feel like there's influences coming from everywhere. Everyone is influencing each other, and making, I think, overall wrestling evolve to something that, it's fun and the stories are getting better and better and better. So yeah, because really it's all about the storytelling.
It is. Well said.
Yep.
Next one we got from one of our admins in the Facebook community, Christopher. Shout out to him, man. One of the pillars. All right, what's the end game for the Bloodline story? Is it to have Sammy versus Roman at Mania? Sammy and KO to win the tag team titles? Or is it to make Solo one of the company's big stars in the future? This man got questions.
He's got questions, man. 3-part question here. Man, multi-layered question. I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes.
All right, what's the end game for the Bloodline story? All right, man, you take that one. What's the end game?
I think I said it earlier.
Seen it?
I do. And we talked about it, about Papa H style. He likes to break things up. He likes to, good things don't last forever. The end game is the Bloodline will implode. And this time, he will learn a lesson he learned from the architect, and he will apply it within the Bloodline. Like, man, I'm ending this shit. He's gonna remain the top heel, and that's how you do it. Hashtag Forever Champ. Taking Solo with him, and he's breaking this shit off. That's how you end the Bloodline. I think that's the end game for the Bloodline. Hurts me to say that.
And let's NWO this shit, man. Let's
NWO. Take it another step.
Yes. Let's go.
You want Jay to be leading the other pack?
Look, man. Bloodline Red versus Bloodline Black. Let's go. Jay, look, he's already making moves. Got the cell phone out.
Caught on 4K.
Hey. Like, what? He's next. Tribal Chief. You want to be the Tribal Chief? And don't forget that this man told Roman, he told Sammy, he said, I don't give a damn what the Tribal Chief say. Like, oh my God.
Let me get my camera.
I was saying, I was like, is that just on my side? Yeah.
No, that's your side. There we go. All right, I got it.
Cool.
I got it.
Yeah. So, Jay and him have a long history. It started with those two. And just the Hell in a Cell match, the way that he did Jay, and then post that match and him, I hate you. Like, I've always thought in the back of my head, like, damn, it would be amazing to see Jay be the one to step out and say, no, you know what? Damn this. Like, you've always been like a conniving dude and not really been there for, like, we've been there for you, but are you really there for us? And, because Tribal Chief, I feel like he loves his family.
He does.
But
he's a benevolent dictator.
But he wants them all to acknowledge him as the guy. This isn't equal. There's no us.
No.
There's no we.
There's a command ladder structure here, sir.
Right.
I'm above everyone.
Dude, the trial of Roman Reigns would have a lot of footage showing some BS coming from Roman, like disrespecting all these dudes, the Usos, Sammy, everybody. So he kicked out the wise man. He Superman punched the only dude he hadn't done that to is Solo. That's the one guy that he hasn't
been grooming with. Solo, keeping him close.
Right. That's his guy. That is his guy. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I see a civil war. I see a civil war happening between these two factions. I want to see Bloodline Red versus Bloodline Black.
And Jimmy leading that, huh?
Yes.
Not Jimmy, Jay. Jay
leading it. Yes, because Jay's got that dog in him, and there's
I don't give a damn what the tribal chief says.
Damn, excuse me, what?
Like me, no disrespect, Triple OG. I put my own tape together,
like,
run the footage.
Right? What are you doing? This ain't about you. This about him. Let him defend himself. But you stepped up. Wow. And then he came to you. He said, "Hey, I got you. Anything you need, I got you." All right. Pulled out the cell phone.
Oh, bro.
Did you not remember what this man told Sammy? He did not want to see him on SmackDown.
Tribal Chief is literally in the green room of the Jimmy Fallon show.
Jimmy Fallon probably watching this
like this. Probably with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman like just in an emotional wreck.
This wise man.
That's my Tribal Chief.
Right. I already know.
Yeah.
Jam on the phone. Shit.
That's my
we gotta handle
Chief.
this. Man,
Oh
so
God.
so Civil War, and then is it to have Sammy versus Roman at Mania, Sammy and KO to win the tag team titles. So that one, I feel like the way they're building the story, Sammy and Roman at Mania, because that's the story that I think people are most emotionally invested in. That feels like that's where I want it to go.
Yeah.
Business wise, Devin, you make a great point about is that the money match? But I say Papa H is about the story. And so the story told is Sammy versus Roman, whether he wins or loses, Sammy versus Roman. Not the tag titles.
No, my fault.
Because I think that's dead, by the way, the tag titles thing, because Sammy and Jay, they're like this now. Like that's not happening.
I just got sidetracked. My wife sent me a text, man. She's watching me, so she's like, "Yeah, I look good. Thank you, babe. Thank you." I'm like, "Oh,
nice."
What was you saying, man? I got sidetracked.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's just Sammy versus Roman. I think that is the way they're building it because of the story. Like the story being told right now, the best story is the Sami Zayn story with Roman Reigns just being like, "This dude, do you want to be the tribal chief?" And Sammy's told him already, like, "Look, man, no, like I'm here for y'all." And then he's getting treated like this with him saying Solo and getting Solo to sick him. And then you got Jay, and now Jay and Sammy on the same page, dapping it up. Yeah, I got you. Phone call, like.
Because remember when Jay had that sidebar conversation with the tribal chief, he was like, "Hey, I think this is Survivor Series or something like that, or the Go Home show for Survivor Series."
Oh, yeah.
And he was saying like, "Hey, if you want to make, Sammy part of the bloodline, I'm cool."
Oh, that was Jimmy.
Jimmy. And he was like, "Hey, if you want to make Sammy part of the bloodline, cool. But hey, I'm here for the bloodline because of us." I was like, But now. His allegiance,
Now you got Jay, though. I think Jimmy goes with Jay. That's just it. Like Jimmy and Jay are inseparable.
He called a shot. He was like, "Put your ones in the sky if you want."
Right. And then Jimmy stood up.
And the tribal chief was like,
what is happening here?
He's frowning. He's looking around.
Right. Like, what is this? Y'all okay? All right. Not guilty for now. Let them know for now. And then they couldn't follow his instructions.
Simple instructions. I do not want to see you. I don't want to hear about you at a show. Just stay away. What's the first thing you see? You see Sammy in an all hoodie. Put the hood down, too. You couldn't just, have your back turned to the camera.
Right. No, he didn't even try. They got cameras, man.
Hey, it's me.
You just told them. You just showed the world.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jay was like,
man.
"Oh shit, man, what you doing here, bro?"
Yeah. So Sammy and Roman. That's where it seems. Not for the tag titles. Not him and KO. Is it to make Solo one of the company's big stars in the future? Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
The answer to that is yes.
Yep. It is decided. Yes. It was just you see it for yourself. That dude is a superstar.
Right.
Yes. Man. All right. answered that pretty quick. Let's go.
That
Next
easy.
one. Right. We got another one. Another one, the Facebook admins from the Clark Street Wrestling community. Christian, if you wanted to convert a non-wrestling fan, what 2 matches, one WWE and one non-WWE, would you show them and why?
You want me to take this first and you think about it? Because I got 2.
You got 2. I got 1. I'm fiddling around with the non-WWE. So yeah, you can go ahead. I think I got it, but you can go ahead though.
Well, so I think I'm gonna steal one of yours because I know the one you're gonna say for WWE.
Yeah,
I know the one you're gonna say, but I'm gonna take it because it just makes so much sense to do this. It would be Roman versus Jay, the Hell in a Cell, because of that emotion. Yeah. Like, definitely take that match and show somebody that's a non-wrestling fan, because that just shows you like storytelling at the highest level, with Roman doing what he did with the tears and manipulation, and then just being a gangster at the end, like just tears gone, and I won, and being acknowledged by the elders. So that's one with WWE. The non-WWE one recently for me is definitely going to be Kenny's match with oh man, why not? Will Ospreay. There we go. At Wrestle Kingdom.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The reason why I say that is because that gives you two different, but both representing, greatness in wrestling. One more story driven, the other one just like holy shit action, where they just go all out. And I would want to show that person kind of some of the promos that were happening beforehand too. Like Kenny speaking in Japanese to this dude and telling him like, hey, like you were actually like, coronavirus wasn't the virus that affected New Japan. It was you. You were the virus. Then this dude in the press conference losing his mind, Will Ospreay, when just Kenny and just being a complete asshole, and he gets up in his face and is telling this dude like, you're going to belittle everything that I did during this whole pandemic. Now then you guys want to come back and run back here when things aren't so great for you, and when things are getting better in Japan. Now all of a sudden you and all these other dudes are running back here to my house. Oh hell no. And I'm going to prove to you that I have surpassed you, and this is my time now. And I was just like, whoa, and I was ready for that match. And then you get into it, and these two beat the brakes off each other, and you just felt it like they are not holding back. And New Japan Kenny is different from AEW Kenny.
Yeah,
New Japan Kenny is a savage assassin. Like, he is a killer. There was one point in the match where he took Will Ospreay's head and smashed it through a table. The table was on the outside. It was leaned up against the railing, and he smashes it and smashes it and smashes it and smashes it. Then he picks up the remains of the table, puts it on his face, and says, "Here's Kenny." I'm like, the hell is wrong with this dude? And it was just like I said, the in-ring storytelling, of a lot of these guys, they know what they're doing when they're really like hitting on all cylinders. So I would show somebody that, because it'd be like, wow, this is I think the suspension of belief when it comes to hard-hitting moves, that match will make you think, these two dudes beating the shit out of each other for real? Like, what the hell's going on? Yeah. Like, that's the one that I would pick.
Okay. I like that. I like that pick. It makes sense too, the way you broke it down. WWE, of course, my brother said it. He's gonna steal it from me, so yes, he stole it from me. The Hell in a Cell match with Roman Reigns, when he just put on an Oscar-worthy performance, and yeah, I would show that a non-wrestling fan. They would probably get sucked in the story just to see, and probably can relate with somebody breaking down and kind of at that crossroads. I don't know who I am anymore, just dealing with that, identity issues, and and then just to turn it off like that and just put you in a chokehold, like put you out. Okay, yeah, I'm showing somebody that match.
Yeah.
Now the non-WWE. Ooh, okay. It will be, it's going to be the squash match against Cody and Brody Lee. That was, Even though it was a squash match, that the story that they told was so damn cold. I love the character development, that the story that they had for going for Brody Lee, making it seem like he was a monster. So when they were showing the video, you could understand from a non-wrestling point of view, like, oh, this guy, okay, he's violent. He's okay, you got to take him very carefully. So when the match breaks down and you see it's just a squash match, lariat, power bomb, just beating your ass, Cody getting no offense in. 1, 2, 3, stretcher comes out. You see Cody's wife come out, and then you got who came out? Anna Jay choked out Cody's wife. You see Brody just talking shit to Tony. He's like, people like you called me a problem. People like you didn't believe me. I was like, bro, and you just see Dark Order going nuts, causing mayhem. Like, nah, let's get Cody off the stretcher. Let's just beat his ass some more.
Yep.
It was crazy. And they went off the air like that. Like, you build up the suspense, and you can't wait for the next following week. So, yeah. So, there go your non-WWE, actual AEW segment. Think about that. Look at that. Look at that.
Man. Another one too, just as a special mention, for WWE, I think would be Sasha and Bianca. Yeah. That match at Mania, I feel like just the history that it was, the emotion that they showed in the beginning of it, and you could feel it too from the crowd, like that appreciation for that moment, and then just the way that they went out and executed that match. It was just like, yeah, it was perfect. Like that was a great match and just a great moment overall. So, yeah, I would say that one, too, would be one that for a non-WWE fan, because that one I actually showed to my mom and I think my dad was there, too. And they both enjoyed that match. They actually had a lot of fun with that match.
Wow.
Especially my mom, like seeing that, seeing two black women being in the main event, WrestleMania.
Yep.
And, just seeing like, wow, they're giving them the spotlight and they're doing great. And it's just like the emotion there, like she just really enjoyed it. So, yeah, like that match, too, I feel like is one where if you show that to people, and the way that Michael Cole broke it down, too, saying, yeah, like this has never happened. Two black women fighting for the championship in the main event of WrestleMania. Like that, to understand like moments like that happen in wrestling, especially now, like in modern wrestling, like that I think would give people a lot of like, wow, okay, what other moments are like that where it's like history or this thing that brings everybody together to say like, damn, this is even bigger than wrestling. So, yeah.
That's a good call, too. I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you say about showing a non-wrestling fan, I think about my wife a lot because she watches the big PLEs. So she did take notice to that match as well. And she was amazed about just Bianca. And Bianca actually is one of her favorite, too. So when she... When I see her reactions, even when what was it, a few weeks ago when Alexa busted up Bianca and she had that cut on her lip, she was like, "Oh, what?" She was like stuck to the screen. I just got a kick out of that. She was like, "Is this real? Is this like what's going on?" I'm like she busted up for real.
Dude.
Like, oh, she's like, "Oh my god."
I think the key really to all these matches, and we're I'm a broken record. We're both broken records when it comes to this. It's the storytelling. Yes. A non-wrestling fan, I don't think you bring them in with just like it's just the match, right? There's got to be
75-minute Okada match. Let me show you this.
Right. Let me show you. No. They'll be like, I'm out. Like I am not about to waste, my day watching this. What are you showing me, right? No, you got to be invested to really appreciate that. No, but if you show them something where you can relate it to like, this is like watching your favorite movie or your favorite TV show.
Yeah.
And like, that's the reason why you care about those characters is just the character development and the storytelling and all that. And it's the same thing with wrestling. Wrestling is just we're watching these stories being told. Shout out to Vince McMahon for understanding that real early, that it was about the stories. It's not about, yes, the wrestling is there. And yes, it's wrestling that they're doing in the ring, but it's really the investment, the caring is all about telling a great story.
Yes. Yeah. We're story guys. That's what
that's it.
Story guys.
Yeah.
All right. Next one from Jose. If Cody wins the Royal Rumble, do they have him run the gauntlet? Or will he be lucky number 27?
I think we answered this one basically already because I think
Yeah,
both
'cause
of us, starting it out.
I said Seth. Yeah, we both got him starting it out, and I said Seth would be the, the Iron Man in that match. But yeah. But run the gauntlet, yeah. I guess we agree on that.
Yeah, that one's I don't think he comes in late. No.
Nah, that's not his style. 27, maybe The Rock. If you smell, no, number 30 for him.
If he's there, because they probably just want to save him. Maybe it's like Edge at 27, but I think he was 27 already once.
Was
the when he made his return, I'm not
back.
sure.
I'm back.
Right. So I don't know, but I think Cody will be early. He'll be like 1 or 2, probably 2.
Okay. All right, this one is from DeJuan. Can Shelton Benjamin make a comeback or the proper comeback he deserves?
I guess it depends on what you mean by the proper comeback. Like, because
singles career.
That's the thing, right?
That's what I would think.
So how do you feel about that? You think as a singles wrestler he can make the proper comeback?
Man. Maybe on Monday Night Raw in a 3-hour format,
But like, what does that look like? Him becoming
exactly? What does that look like? Who he's getting wins over? And
we talking about U.S. champion? We talking WWE champion? What is the what is that? Because he's in a class. It's so funny when you think about FCW.
Yeah,
you think about Brock. Yep. You think about Batista. You think about Randy Orton, you think about John Cena, right? That 4, right? Those 4 are usually the guys everyone talks about. But there is a 5th dude that came with that class.
Yep.
It was Shelton Benjamin, right? Mm-hmm. The Minnesota Wrecking Crew was Brock Lesnar and Shelton Benjamin. Mm-hmm. So Shelton has been the one that, he's been a workhorse. He's had every other title. He's been U.S., he's been Intercontinental, he's been a multi-time tag team champion, world's greatest tag team. The Hurt Business, he's done it. But like when we say a comeback, I guess I would say a proper comeback for him would literally be like if the Hurt Business gets back together and he is featured on television again like he was with Cedric again and they redo that, I think that's fine. I think that's cool. And then they could have a chance at being tag team champions in the future again. I think that would be fine. But I don't see it beyond that for him to be like WWE champion or Intercontinental champion, or I think that time has passed. I think he had his moment in the past. Unless we're talking about we're gonna count him going to NXT like a lot of guys are now, like a Dolph Ziggler did, and became NXT champion. I can see that.
Will you call that a proper push? Will you call that a proper comeback?
I feel like that. Depending on how they treat that story, it could be, right? Because he's never been like the top guy on any show we've seen. So if he goes to NXT and does what Dolph Ziggler did, but like maybe with a little bit more build-up, like I like that. This is what this means to him. Like he gets to finally be the guy. I can see
That's
that.
a possibility.
I would count that.
Man, he got some killer matches because Apollo down there now, Mello, Braun Breaker, if he's still down there, Grayson Waller. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you got to build it up right, but I think that is a possibility for him to say, he was NXT champion.
Okay, so you're going with the not the proper, the make a comeback then.
Well, the tough part is what is the proper comeback? I guess that's part of the question that I'm
trying to break that down, right?
Yeah, so it's tough. So as a comeback, I could see it. There's multiple ways he could do that, whether it's in a tag team with Cedric or like going to NXT and becoming NXT champion, much like Apollo was trying to do. I feel like that, is definitely in the cards for him. But beyond that, I don't see it happening. So I would say for him at this stage of his career, a proper comeback would be either one of those two things happening. So I could see it. Yes, I could see it. As long as we're not talking about him being WWE champion, champion, I can see it.
I'm going to go with just make a comeback and just use the Hurt Business as to get back to elevated, build up that story of coming back within the Hurt Business. This would be the third go around, because that second go around was weird. It was just completely random how they just came back.
Yeah,
just wearing Hurt Business t-shirts, and it was like, wait, what?
What? Right. Where did this come from?
Right. It's random as hell. But so I'm gonna go with that. Now, if he does get the proper, then I think the way we broke it down, NXT. That's the way I see it. The way they just use, people going back from the main roster to NXT, using it more to, get that momentum back, maybe.
Yep.
So
yeah, he'd be perfect for that. He'd definitely be perfect for that.
All right, this is from the Backstage Brawl podcast. Do you think Sammy is the one who can take out Roman Reigns?
Yes. Much to the dismay of my tag team partner here, yes. Oh, I'm rooting for it. I'm definitely rooting for it.
I've been rooting for this for like 3 years so far. It's still
man. But it's been a great story told. So, whether it happens or not, I'm cool. If he beats him, hey, we keep the train going, and it's been great stuff, great storytelling. If Sammy beats him, that would be so amazing for Sammy. I can already see them showing like a video package of Sammy from like, let's even go further and take him from the indie scenes as like El Generico. Pull that footage.
Yeah.
And then the NXT stuff. And then him getting hurt before he gets his match with John Cena.
Yeah.
And then like just the stuff with him and KO and him in the main roster, and just like, he's going against Shane, and doing all this stuff. Like that gentle rise to now with the bloodline, and he put his whole heart and soul into it. And then to his mind, they break his heart because they just didn't believe in him. Like Roman and the wise man didn't believe in him. They thought he was a snake, and he just says, nah, damn this, like wins the Royal Rumble, and then they say, hey, lay down. It's basically a evolution thing, with Batista. Like, hey, man, like, no. This is the way this is supposed to go. Follow protocol. It's all good. And Sammy says, nah, we're doing this. And he takes the match, and that crowd, this will rival Daniel Bryan. I can't even believe I'm even saying that because of how amazing, and it felt like once in a lifetime with Daniel Bryan where we get something like that, where a crowd would be so behind an unlikely guy like this, but it's happening.
People love Sammy.
When that crowd put the ones up,
everybody put them
up. But they put them up for Sammy.
Yep.
The entire crowd put them up for Sammy. That's going in the video package. That is definitely going in the video.
He was done having that, man. My man was pissed.
Solo! Man, to have Sammy be that dude, man, it almost feels too good to the point where I feel like what's going to happen is it's going to be Cody. They're going to have Cody, have the match, and, Sammy. I don't know what they're going to do with Sammy at that point then. But
do you call an audible? Because it's
I think you
it's like you at that dilemma. When let's use football, for example. All right. You got, what was it, against St. Louis Rams and the Patriots, right? And you had Drew Bledsoe, who got hurt.
Yeah.
Tom Brady came in.
Yeah.
Killing in the season. Killing in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Drew was ready to come back.
You got to stick
what happened?
with it. That's a great analogy. Yeah,
I'm gonna stick with the right hand, bro.
Yeah,
I got to.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. That is a perfect analogy, because that is exactly what's happening. Had Cody never gotten hurt, it'd be different. I feel like the story we're getting will be a lot different. Yeah, because they would have been building up Cody for a hot minute now. Yeah, but he got hurt. He was away. And then here comes Sammy, and Sammy is just killing it story-wise. And he has the problem they have is people are emotionally invested.
Yes, I'm emotionally invested.
What's that?
I said I'm emotionally invested.
Exactly. We're all. Yes. I'm emotionally invested. Yes. Usually it takes a lot for me to really get like emotional on anything. When it comes to like movies and TV shows and wrestling. Like, it takes me a lot. That whole thing with Jay standing up for Sammy, I was like, what? Wow.
He's saying, he was telling him face. Like, man, it's right there, Oos. It's right there. I love you like a brother, Oos.
I'm like,
oh, man.
Because the risk Jay is taking, even saying anything. He just ordered Solo to end this dude.
Solo!
Yeah. Like, what? Really?
Yeah.
You putting yourself on the line? You taking a bullet for Sammy now? Yeah. Damn. So, I just...
What up, Kofi? We live. We live, baby. Yeah. Shout out to the Dirty Hills.
Man. Yeah, he absolutely can be the dude. He could be the dude to take him down. Definitely. Will he? We'll have to see. But can he? Yes, he can.
Sammy wins Rumble, or Cody would rather Sammy better for the story. We say Sammy.
That's what we've been saying.
It's the story. It's the hot hand. I gotta stick with the hot hand, Cody. What do you want me to do, Cody?
I'm sorry, Cody. You got a great story too, potentially as well, but
Sammy's better.
We got some work to do. Right. Yeah. Sammy's is better. Yeah. Sammy's is right now.
Yeah.
Cody's is not now. Cody's is just like
take my weight belt here.
Yeah. No. Oh man. It's Sammy. Hey, we're going to find out a lot tomorrow.
Oh, my God. A lot is going to happen tomorrow, bro. A lot of information, man. We got one more question. It was a late arrival, so I didn't give you the heads up, but I had to get them in, man, because they've been longtime supporters of the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast, so let me get that ready. It is from the Get Your Podcast, all right? Shout out to them. Who in wrestling is the Michael Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman?
Ooh. Huh. In wrestling in general?
Wrestling. So you're talking about a Batman, a Robin, and what?
Well, right now, in wrestling, I mean, the Jordan is Roman Reigns.
Of course.
Right now,
of course,
like
that out the way. Yeah,
you just have to do that.
It is decided, sir.
I think the Pippen of wrestling. If we say WWE, I think it's a little bit easier for me because I think the Pippen is Drew McIntyre. Because Drew McIntyre is kind of like
interesting.
Everybody wants to see, like at some point, it seemed like he could be the guy, right?
Yeah.
Like when Jordan retired. It was like, oh, well, Pippen's leading the team and, he could be that dude. Or even when Jordan and Pippen were together, it's like, man, Pippen's just as good or whatever. But he's not really. Like he was great. He was a great number 2, just like Drew. Yeah. Like that's Scotty's legacy is he was a great
solid number 2.
And when Jordan ain't there, hey, Pippen, yeah, man, you could be there. You can step in. But you are not. No, when we're both here, it is clear who the GOAT is.
It's me. It's me.
So Pippen in WWE, Drew McIntyre is the Scottie Pippen in WWE. The Rodman.
So Rodman is the dirty work. Would you give that to
right now
Jon Moxley?
Yeah, and I mean, See, but Rodman was okay. He was the dirty work, but he was also wild. He was a character. He was like all over the place, like unpredictable. You didn't know what this man was gonna do next. Like you were kind of
like Jon Moxley. It seemed like you're describing Jon Moxley, though.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Like I don't know. I feel like you're not wrong if you just talk about like, yeah, that dirty work kind of dude. Like I could see it being Jon Moxley, but I almost. Man, that's tough. Rodman.
Mm-hmm. The Rodman of wrestling.
Like
would you compare that to being the dirty work? Because Rodman was just doing the dirty work, the rebound guy.
Yeah, but he's also there's so much to him though, because he was also like an irritant, like you said, the dirty work. Like he get the rebound. He wasn't necessarily great. He wasn't a great player, but he worked hard. he busted his ass.
Yeah.
And I guess you could say Moxley, but I feel like Moxley, there is a way that I feel like I kind of put him in a higher level. But that's it's not bad. That's like, I don't really have a better one for you, short of maybe like an Eddie Kingston, because I think Eddie Kingston is more of like his wrestling isn't anything special.
No,
right?
It's really not.
It's not.
Really not. Nah.
But he has that, like, for AEW, he has a way of making headlines, and like rubbing people the wrong way, like a lot of people hate him, and like he's getting a lot of like fisticuffs and fights backstage heat, like doing shit like that. And I feel like Rodman kind of has that feel to him too, where like if you were on his team, you were cool with him, but if you were on the other team, you wanted to punch him in the face. Like, and I feel like Eddie Kingston kind of has that too, where if you riding with Eddie, like Jon Moxley, he's on his side cool, but everybody else is like, they all want to punch this dude in the face.
But when we say Rodman, man, that's see, this is where I disagree with you when you say he's not really a great player. I say, yeah, just from his work ethic, from being one of the greatest pure rebounders in the game, and coming to find out how he learned, he would just have people just purposely shoot bricks so he can kind of just predict or get the right trajectory of where, the ball would break, and just hearing his mind break that down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this dude really knows his craft. And I parallel
so he was great in rebounding, and I would say that in basketball, because there's so many aspects of basketball, and like scoring is like the number one, right? Yeah. You got your Jordan Jacobys that are like the GOAT scorers, Kareem, like guys like that, just GOATs. But then like he had a niche where he just said, hey, I'm going to be the best I can be, or even the best period at rebounding and, getting under people's skin.
Yeah.
And I feel like Eddie Kingston has that niche of like, I'm going to be one of the best on the mic.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get under people's skin. Now, it's funny because as I say that, you can say, well, MJF, like he's great at that too. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like the gruff like style of Eddie Kingston versus MJF, like he's so clean cut. Like I think he's a different thing. But yeah, I think it's funny because Jon Moxley and Kingston, they're like, those two are like real close, right? And they've been a tag team. And so I think either one of those two, you can make a case for as the Rodman of wrestling. I think either one of those guys I would accept as the Rodman of wrestling.
Okay, so it is decided for you, Eddie Kingston. All right, and Jon Moxley.
And I would take Jon Moxley too. It's tough. I can't really decide between those two, honestly. You made a good point, and I just see I feel like Eddie just fits that, like, people just hate this man. They just hate this man. And I hated Dennis Rodman when he was with the Pistons. Hated him with a passion. And when he went to the Spurs, I was like, well, I don't see him as much, whatever. Then when he came to the Bulls, I loved him.
Yeah, I loved him. He was, hey, he helped MJ get 3 rings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was amazing. I was like, I can't believe I'm even saying this, but this dude, Dennis Rodman, I used to hate him, and now it's like, this guy is great. And with Eddie Kingston, I feel like I've had a similar thing with him, because John I've never really hated. John I've always had that respect for. So that's where I kind of have I'm like, ugh. But Eddie Kingston, I feel like he rubs a lot of people the wrong way. A lot of people look at him like, this dude can't wrestle. He's a piece of shit. Hear what Jericho was talking about. I mean, sure was, or even CM Punk, sure, there was storyline, but there was some reality to it too, where people in locker rooms would say, look at this fat fuck, like he can't do shit. Like
Brian Danielson, he's like, you lazy.
Right.
Lazy, bro.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, the one constant is he does have this niche thing of like, hey, I'm going to be great at mic work, and just speak my mind and just be that dude. And then, not afraid to speak his mind and be himself.
Yeah.
And that too was Dennis Rodman as far as like being himself. Like he didn't compromise for anybody. No. Like he was like, look, this is who I am. And whether it was like wearing dresses or, just being who he was on the basketball court, he stuck to his guns on who he wanted to be, whether people liked it or not. And that to me is like, I can see some Jon Moxley in that, but I feel like that, like, good and evil like side of Rodman, that I had with him, my history with him kind of fits with Eddie Kingston. Because yeah, man, there was times where I was like, man, Eddie Kingston, I don't know if I really see it. And then I'm like, I remember cheering for Eddie against CM Punk, and I was like, shit.
I remember that match.
What is happening to me? Like CM Punk's my guy, or like was my guy,
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm gonna still fall on John Moxley.
No, it's cool.
Now, if you had to say, he had title reign. At least he had title reign. With.
Well, I mean, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Where's ring at?
What about WWE though? If you had to keep it to WWE, like who would be the Rodman in WWE?
The Rodman in WWE,
because that's tough.
Ooh,
that's tough,
man.
Right now, back in the day, maybe like a. Go ahead.
Shit. You said back in right.
Well,
now,
because if we're saying because it's tough. Like right now, it doesn't come to mind right now. But then I don't know. I thought of Goldust, right? And just how like flamboyant and all over the place Goldust was. Yeah. So I feel like that there's a lot of Dennis Rodman in what Goldust was doing.
A lot of personality traits. They do share the same personality traits. I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. Like
so back in the day, I would say Goldust, but like right now. I don't know, man. That's tough. Like
the Rodman,
because there's so many aspects to Rodman, right? Like just like,
see, I'm gonna stick to dirty work. So maybe I give that to KO.
But you're just thinking about like pure basketball.
I am.
So much to Rodman's personality,
personality wise.
Yeah.
So, man, Bray Wyatt. If we're going, Bray.
It could. That's not a bad I can see that. I can see that. Just like the mind games,
Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking about.
I can see that. Yeah. It's a like dirty work wise. I mean, I think it's just literally like the mind games that man will play.
Yeah.
With people. And then he's just like all over the place with his personality, and it's just like, dude, is this guy crazy or is he a genius? And like Dennis had that too. Like is this dude like all like just insane and all over the place, or is there a method to the madness? And a lot of time, I mean, the guy is a multi-time champion, so you could say there was a method to the madness for sure.
Get inside your head. How many times he got in Karl Malone head?
Yeah, exactly.
Battles.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's interesting. I like that one. Bray Wyatt. Yeah. Wow. All right. So Roman Reigns is Jordan. Drew McIntyre is Scottie Pippen. And Bray Wyatt is Dennis Rodman. All right, we got it. WWE, we got it.
It is decided, man. Shout out to the Your Podcast, man. That was a good question. Drew. That was a good question. I like that question. Get Your Podcast.
It hurts me how much that is accurate for Drew. I'll tell you right now. It hurts me because I wanted Drew to be so like that.
I know. Dude, we had a debate. We had a 2 a.m. debate.
Yeah.
Because you were saying, no, Drew is the face of the company.
And at that moment, because Tribal Chief was away
at
and
the
Drew
time, but right now
no. Going forward, and I think I even said it then. I was like, "Look, the switch is going to happen because you got Roman Reigns, who before we look at the way that they refused to turn that man heel and still had him win, beat the Undertaker. WrestleMania is my yard now. They are invested. This dude went against Drew after he beat cancer, and we were both like, "Man, Drew should win this match," and they said, "Nope, this is WrestleMania. We're having Roman go over." Like, it's eventually going to be like Roman is going to be the guy as long as he's there. Right. So, but at the same time, Drew just during the pandemic, man, he held it down. He was that dude.
Favorite number two.
Favorite number two. Yeah. Favorite number two, and they could I feel like with better booking, I feel like Drew could have been built up better, and been respected more than he is now.
It was it's the repetitive matches he had with Randy Orton, and it didn't help with Bobby. Just too many repetitive matches.
Yeah,
just kind of just made of a lackluster title reign, man. So it didn't help.
Yeah. It was. awkward the way it started, but I was happy for him when he won at Mania, you know.
Hey, my guy.
But now, you know, it's just like, okay, you know, he's having a fine career. I think he's, you know, having fun with, you know, one of his best friends in Sheamus, you know, and I feel like he's happy. That's cool. And that was a great moment in Cardiff. You know, having that match, you know, having the old theme song and then the current theme song, and then having that Cardiff crowd be behind him and get this close to getting the pinfall, only for Solo Sikoa to come in. And hey, man, we have the live reaction showing you concern. So you felt it. You felt it. We were right there.
But
you were right there.
He won.
You know,
he won.
Solo Sikoa made it happen. You know.
Yep. All you fans.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man.
It's great. Great stories told. Great stories told.
Yep.
And with that, this story of the 4-year anniversary show has come to an end. Great story told here, and more stories to come from us here at the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. 4 and counting. We got many, many more to come. Yes. With that said, that is going to do it for this episode. But before we go, as always, for the last 4 years, as always, Devin, please tell the people where they can catch us.
Yes, all the time for the last 4 years. 5 next year, 5 times. That's gonna be something. 5. Woo! I can't wait for that. But right now, we're in year 4. We're seniors in this game right now. All right. Yes. So you can always follow the podcast on one simple website. It's your central hub of entertainment. We got all of our social medias connected. We have our podcast, our audio and video. So let me go down to social medias. We got Twitter, we got Instagram, we got TikTok.
TikTok, 4 years and counting tick, motherfucking talk.
Ooh, wee. And of course, we got the Facebook community, Facebook group, Clark Street Wrestling Community, the CSWC. Shout out to the admin. Shout out to the pillars up there. Man, we got Christopher, we got Christian, we got Spencer. You guys be putting in good work. You guys do amazing work. They run amazing discussion threads on Mondays, on Tuesdays, on Fridays. They do the damn thing. So shout out to y'all, man. Salute to y'all. We're going to acknowledge them. Get them ones up. Get them ones up. Yes. And of course, like I said, it's the one stop and shop website, ClarkStreetWrestling.com. ST for the abbreviation. Well, we have your merch.
Get
merch.
your damn merch.
Yeah. Get the merch. Get the shirts. And if you're down there, South America, Australia, get your beach towel. Yes.
Get your ass off that hot ass sand.
You heard my brother. It's a bad look. It's ass on your hot ass. You don't want to do it. You don't. ClarkStreetWrestling.com/store for your pleasure. And you know what? I almost forgot too, because if you up here freezing your ass off, because they're here in the Midwest, you got to stay warm. You got to stay toasty. Yes, get your Clark Street Wrestling hoodie. They nice and sharp. We got them all colors. We got white, we got blue, we got red, we got bloodline color red. Yes, get it. ClarkStreetWrestling.com/store for your pleasure. And I want to make one announcement too. All right, so get ready. Tomorrow, Royal Rumble watch-along here at the Clark Street Wrestling platform on YouTube, on the website, on Twitch, on Twitter, on Facebook. We streaming everywhere. I might find a way to get on TikTok finally and do this live. Yes, I've been playing around, so look out for that. And of course, I got my brothers, the bloodline of podcasting, joining me. I got Ivan, the professor, representing the Circle of Debate, along with Mike De Niro, the Wrestling DeLorean podcast, and of course, Don from Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Yes, our Shield brother. He's going to be joining us, the lunatic of podcasting. And of course, last but certainly not least, Tim from the Tim King Show, the newly branded Tim King Show. It will be coming along, the banger of podcasting. It's going to be a spectacular party. Don't miss out. Streaming on all platforms, ClarkStreetWrestling.com especially. Let's go. It is
all Here we go. There we go. It is decided. And that is it for this episode. Again, thank you so much for being with us. These 4 years have been amazing. We got more years to come. So thank you. Continue on this ride with us. It is a treat for us. Hopefully it's a treat for you. Let's go. For Devin, I'm Hafiz. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast for the past 4 years on Tribal Chief Day. Tribal Chief Day. Damn. Let's go. 4 years. 4 years, Tribal Chief. I'm going to salute to you. Get them ones up. Hey, Circle of Debate. Debate coming soon. We're going to lock this down. We already know Jay White is off the table, all right? You guys conceded on that. That topic is done. We threw it away. Man. We're done with that, all right?
We're already getting dubs. We're not
even having this discussion yet. They're like, no, let's throw that off.
They quit on the rankings. They quit on Jay White. What's going on?
Not a good look. It's not a good look right now. So.
Dub man. Give us all the dubs.
We the ones podcast, and that's what we do. And of course, other debate coming soon.
Ooh.
Bruce from Top Rope Wrestling Talk, Rewind Wrestling Network, MJF versus my Tribal Chief. I don't know. This is gonna be a slaughter. I'm gonna destroy this dude. I'm telling you. You know what, Bruce? I would give you an out if you want to change the topic, or if you want to talk about long-term storytelling. If you want to, hey, I'll give you a way out. Don't even use MJF. You can use Kenny Omega. You can use Heyman Page and compare that. Which long-term storytelling is better? My Tribal Chief, the Bloodline story, or the story that you want to present? The Kenny Omega, the Hangman Page. Because I think maybe you got a fighting chance, maybe. But with MJF, I will destroy you, bro. I will destroy you. It's not even fair. He's boring right now. He's boring. He's boring, man.
Man.
You're supposed to be my favorite heel right now.
I'm sorry.
Be my favorite heel. And they dub. Huh? How, Sway? How? Ooh-wee. Debate coming soon, y'all. It's going to be a slaughter. All right, get ready. Clark Street Wrestling. Get ready. Royal Rumble tomorrow. We see y'all there. Let's go. ClarkStreetWrestling.com. Yeah, 4 years.
I'm out of here anyway. Peace out.